Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Story Time with Scrappy. I am your host, ostensibly Scrappy Fan 92.
Host
Plus
in
today,
quotations.
yes. Plus today are we have our audio recorder Harry. Say hello to the kids, Harry.
Hello. How you doing?
Our begrudging perfect attendee guest Tanner.
Where am I?
L.
Yeah.
Our other perfect attendee guest Nova.
Hello.
Oh shit! Our other perfect attendee guest, the Void.
Today we have another guest who mercifully avoided the first 3 episodes. Xavier.
Hello, everyone. Sorry that. Let me fix it.
Hi, hi.
Oh,
Okay, there
hi.
we go. That's my expo. Hi, I'm Xavier, also known as Super Nintendo Game Boy, and I'm here for this episode.
We've got our other guest, the Void, again.
Indeed.
We should all be welcoming our other guest, E, clearing my throat frequently.
Alright.
This episode. Alright, go on, Tanner.
No, I was actually clearing my throat. This is our other guest, us talking over each other. That's this series.
Wow.
Yeah, basically.
Basically that. Let's see. There we go. I'll stop saying Previous episode, we had technical difficulties, and we apologize for that.
Yeah, hopefully this episode is a lot more clean.
Uh-huh.
I promise you folks, I will go through that and actually provide clarification on the dialogue, because I know that some things are just going to be lost upon playback.
Uh-huh.
We'll do so for this episode as well, because you know how it is with us.
I'm hearing a little cutouts from you right now, but I don't know if that's just on my end and my computer.
That'd help us.
But
We're already off to a good start.
yeah, well, anyway, you guys wonder why I don't want to be in every episode.
Here because we love you, and it's funny to see you squirm reading all of this.
Jesus Christ!
Damn!
It's funny to see you squirm, little rodent! Nothing but a pawn! You were nothing but I'm your fucking guinea pig! Yeah.
Nova have been troopers throughout the first 3 episodes, dealing with every funny plot twist and odd writing cadence I had.
I like that part where Luigi, fucking shatters people's bones with the magic powers that he learned from the Dark Lord John Leguizamo.
If you're not getting context for that, watch the episodes, give Harry and the C's Brain Channel views.
Yeah. And do it for, and remember to leave a like in the comments for John Remember to smash that fucking like buttons for John Leguizamo.
Oh man.
I'm thinking of
Really?
changing.
For
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe.
Oh, your base all belong to us.
Oh, that's an original reference. I didn't know we lived in 2008. Why am I still Luigi?
That's a good question.
That's honestly a question I ask every day when I wake up, is why am I still Luigi? It's a question I wish I could ask. I really wish I could be Luigi, because he's just a beautiful man.
Yes.
Fortunately for you, I say with air quotes, there will be no stories from me in this episode.
Yeah, this is all like new territory now.
Your boy! your boy here, this intro has gone on for way too long. But your boy does have a little bit of a story from a Deadpool thing he wrote because I'm a fucking I got to write funny Reddit Spider-Man. I've basically been writing this as if it were an animated series for Deadpool, but I don't have the money to make it one. So, and this would be technically the second episode. So yeah, I'm submitting my fanfiction polls review to these guys of epic, wacky, funny gamer chimichanga man. You know,
Is
if you click
precursor.
if you
What?
click if you clicked on this and heard the words Deadpool and clicked off, I understand.
As our mission statement is to showcase what we believe to be good fan is good fan fiction. I can't talk.
And also
Oh.
and also mine.
Stop it. It was more enjoyable than mine. So just gonna try and self-deprecate each other into oblivion.
Yeah.
Before we do Deadpool, we actually have another fan fiction to read. It is thankfully a one-shot. Oh, I would have been happy if it had more chapters because I liked it when I first read it.
Let's go.
Yes, it is a Smash Brothers, our favorite franchise.
Yay!
It is a story based off of Super Smash Brothers called Lost in This Dance. And I guess we should provide just a bit of clarification on what Smash Brothers is. For Smash Brothers is an action game franchise where you smash beloved characters off the screen.
I
The end.
smash my brother frequently.
Demonetize Harry again, I see.
Yeah,
I
this
would-
is the
I
this is,
would
this
would
is
say
why
it
you
seems-
invite me to just get demonetized.
Oh,
I would
man.
I would say it seems unlikely that there was one person who doesn't know what Smash Bros is. But a few weeks ago, I had a game night session with my family where we played Pac-Man Versus, and my mom has never touched Pac-Man, so she had no idea how to play it.
Really?
Dang.
So yeah,
Well, that's because she's not a pro gamer who knows pro gamer moves. So.
Yeah, this Super Smash Brothers is a crossover fighting game for predominantly Nintendo franchises, and no, I'm not going to explain what Nintendo is.
No. So.
and contrary to popular belief, it is not an indie game franchise.
No, Smash Bros is actually a very indie art house game. Because, you know, art house can mean fucking anything. Someone called Birds of Prey and Batman v Superman an art house movie. That's not.
We are not getting into this right now. We are not.
Alright, you know what? I'll rant later. Let's actually start.
Yeah.
And now that our intro-based podcast has ended, let's move on to our other podcast.
This episode has been brought to you by Harry not getting
Raid
sleep.
Shadow Legends.
No!
This episode is
All
brought
right.
to you by Raid Me Legends. Raid Shadow Legends, starring me, Shadow the Hedgehog.
One day. We'll read Sonic fanfiction someday. Okay, let's
Hate
read
on
the
your
summary.
wife. She's mine now.
Okay, you want me to mute now?
So choose.
Alright.
Story Lost in This Dance by Ignatius. And I hope I pronounced that correctly. In the summary here, inspired by headcanons and a conversation with a friend. The upcoming ball for both current and former Smashers is tomorrow. What happens when Pitt dreams about What happens when Pitt dreams about meeting a mysterious figure at the ball? Is it a dream or perhaps a vision? And the
And then that-
pairings are Dark Pit Cross Lucina and Pit Cross, well, from Hyrule Warriors.
Alright, I want to disclaimer this by that I hope the mysterious figure is Xavier with his robot voice. That would be
Apparently,
pretty
Nova
amazing.
has been gifted the role of Lana.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, that's good. Fortunately for Xavier.
Hi,
Xavier.
Nova. Jesus.
Hello, girl voice. Only girl voice
That's
we
because
have.
I know how to. That's because I know how to do a feminine voice, unlike all you bitches.
Yeah, that's true. You're also gonna be Deadpool. So, Deadpool's pretty feminine. He can be.
Time. The story begins, so Harry can go to bed soon.
With who's gonna win?
Wait, what are you talking about? It's not even that late.
Harry, what time is it in the UK?
It's like 1 a.m.
Jesus
Not that late.
fucking
It's
Christ!
late, you weirdo.
Alright, Scrappy, start reading. I swear to God, I hate being I'm the one keeping things on track. Now we know something's wrong.
Just stalling to antagonize Harry, honestly. Oh,
No, yeah, actually, no. Let's postpone this whole thing. But Harry, keep recording.
Alright, story begins now for real. Evening time arrived eagerly at the Smash Mansion residence. Last year's it only indicated one thing: time. Dinner hall was filled to the brim. Various conversations were being partaken throughout the dining hall, as both fighters and assist trophies alike mingled with one another. Like all small groups, each had their own unique clique.
Click.
Some smashers preferred to expand themselves in larger crowds, while others preferred smaller ones consisting of closer allies and acquaintances alike. Usually chose to be quite the character who would constantly hop from table to table, doing his best to befriend everyone in the mansion, regardless if there were a few bad apples according to his own prideful nature. A couple of brawlers found his efforts to be quite charming, quite even, while the rest thought of it to be rather annoying.
Aww.
And yeah, maybe I should provide some further context. Pitt is from the franchise Kid Icarus, and based off the name, yes, he has angel wings. Angel wings are unimportant to this story, actually, but he's a heavenly good boy angel.
He's a very good boy. I want to hug him.
Story resumes. In today's case, the angel decided to sit with his trustworthy companion, making his way towards the neatly decorated round table near the corner. His sapphire eyes met with a familiar pair of crimson ones, eagerly ushered for his other counterpart to partake with him. Dark Pit sighed, immediately rendering it useless to even bother arguing with him, especially since they were exactly like twin brothers. Instead, he decided it was best to cave in, suffering through the jovial angel's terrible joke, mundane conversations which took place around him. Dark Pit began to recall his arrival at Smash Manor. Hold on. Everyone? Chirped happily. Come over here for a minute or two. Changed various facial expressions with one another. Some shrugged while others sighed, rolling their eyes. During what display Pitt decided to show them now, a diverse group trotted their way towards the main hall near the entrance. He pulled up his chin with pride, standing tall while another angel slouched next to him with complete disinterest. He nearly looked comprehensively identical to him. However, unlike the cheerful angel, the other one appeared to be rather miffed at something, or rather someone. In addition to the Black Angel's attitude, it also didn't help the fact that Pitt decided to wrap his arm over Dark Pit's shoulder, causing Dark Pit to tense up instantly. As the idle chatter slowly ceased, the entire band of fighters gave Pitt their undivided attention. My twin brother Pitt too, Pitt chirped, beaming with delight. Dark Pit shot him a nasty glare in response, groaning with
Okay.
utter...
Full disclosure, for some reason, my brain stopped after before a nasty glare, so it just, for me, I was just reading Dark Pit shot him.
My gosh.
For his neutral special, he wields a gun.
Yeah. Aim.
Sounds about right. Dark Pit shot him a nasty glare in response, groaning with utmost irritation. Gosh, God, G voice. many times must I tell you to stop calling me that? Dark Pit
bad.
scoffed. It appeared that either Pit didn't hear him, or rather chose to ignore him on purpose. Pit sighed heavily as the crowd of fighters gawked at him.
Petu, is that a new Pokemon evolution or something?
Oreo taunted, mocking Dark Pit's ludicrous nickname. Fortunately for his case, it didn't help that some of the other brawlers decided to chime in along with the heavyset man. What would Ness sound like? It's almost like a dark version of Pit, exclaimed, merely from observation. Shrugged slightly, adding, I wonder if he had seen better days. If not, I suggest for him to get some help. Dark Pit knew Ness meant absolutely no harm by his comment. However, he still found it to be quite offensive. After all, it was a casual stab at his appearance, reducing him to Pit's shadow, as Ness immediately assumed him to be dark and edgy. It is best to keep himself under control, making mental notes of who to completely annihilate during his matches. Sorry, what did you say? Did you say, Tanner?
I
I
was
feel like
gonna do a bit, and I decided to end that.
interrupt Josh Jr. My bad. Continue.
Hey guys, I need to go take a number Petu.
You're sneered, snickering at his immature joke. Peter patted his son on the head, chuckling alongside him. Bowser Jr.'s childish joke managed to start a chain reaction, causing some of the Smashers to cackle out loud at the crude jest. Some fighters estimated for the others to be laughing because either his silly nickname or the fact that the joke happened to be none other than an innocent ploy on toilet humor. Innocent, really.
Oh, he's a little shit. I would know. I've been reading how Scrappy writes Jr. He's a little shit.
Apologies, I had to close my door. There was background noise.
No, that it's cool.
I was wondering why it was just oddly silent.
Well, I mean, we know that Dark Pit killed Pit, so it's fine. That's why.
Yeah.
Dark Pit began gritting his teeth, giving everyone in the room a death glare. In quick note, their laughter came abruptly to a halt, avoiding eye contact with the other. Next, he glanced over at Pit, who appeared to be in high spirits. Oh, what do you think about the matching so far, Pit 2? That comes out well. Better, let me tell you about our room arrangement, Pit beamed. Pit's face expression dropped even further as he stared at Pit in disgust.
And then shot him again.
Yes, and shot him again. From those words alone, he managed to catch on to Pit's request. Somehow, Pit managed to convince Master Hand to place them together as roommates. There he was, hoping he could finally have some solitude away from Pit. Instead, he was stuck with him yet again. Pit sneered at the other, shaking his head. Do me a favor and stay away from me for a while, okay? Pit retorted, turning his back on Pit. Began walking away, leaving the other angel to stare in awe, shrugging. Wonder what's made him so gloomy this time, Pit pondered. Appeared he seemed to forget something extremely important about their previous encounter for the upcoming tournament. Hall, someone called over to him. Alright, Lucina. Hey, Pit 2, is it?
Why do you sound suspiciously like Pit?
That's why we get nobody to do the lady voices.
Yeah, are you gonna be Spiral when we get around to that? Are you gonna be Spiral and Al? I don't know.
Yes.
Jesus! Hi. Are you Are you intentionally getting close to the mic, or...
Oh, it's sounding a bit more.
Because when you come in, it's this. This is what I'm hearing. So I don't know if you're doing that on purpose or not.
I'm not doing that on purpose.
It's fine. Splatoon 2 Let's Plays.
Get on with the story.
Alright.
All right, let me try this from the top. Match Laura Bailey. I'm sorry. Like,
No, it's cool. I always chose her voice in Saints Row.
hey, Pit 2, was it? Turning around, he came face to face with an azure-haired female. Body was fairly slim, giving off a fragile look as she appeared to be a swordswoman. His rough eyes met with her soft blue ones as they were instantly drawn to one another. In her left eye, informing him she was born into a prestigious bloodline, or she's cursed. After a full minute or two, Dark Pit realized he was staring at her as she had a dumbfounded look on her face. Thinking, he scowled at her, wondering what the swordswoman even wanted with him. Yes, Dark Pit answered. Girl quickly took note of the slight irritation in his tone as she frowned a bit. Just wanted to apologize for what happened earlier, the swordswoman replied. At all. Dark Pit paused for a moment.
You kind of cut out a little bit there.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to apologize for what happened earlier, the swordswoman replied. Honestly, didn't find any of the crude humor to be funny at all. Dark Pit paused for a moment, letting her voice replay in his own thoughts once more. The girl appeared to have a beautiful, soothing voice, and yeah, it's funny. You get a live reading. Couldn't help but find himself drawn to it. It was sexy. Almost wanting to press her buttons just to hear how she sounds under various emotional states. That is a very interesting description. The feeling Dark Pit was starting to experience happened to be completely foreign to him. Looking at the girl once more, he managed to come to the conclusion that both the girl herself and her voice were gorgeous. He found the thought of crushes to be nothing but child's play. Another part of him wanted this newfound feeling to be fleeting. Another part argued against that. Dying, Dark Pit.
I'm feeling.
Dying, Dark Pit.
I just want to say that it's weird for me because I'm inherently someone who's not too big a fan of shipping fics, so I'm holding back all the fucking snark I can here.
Appreciate it.
Because it's not bad. I'm just an asshole. That's all.
I appreciate your transparency.
Uh-huh.
Dark Pit simply shrugged in response. It's not that honestly not that big of a deal. Besides, don't you have something better to do with your time? You asshole. The girl frowned a bit, obviously not pleased with his response. She found it to be coarse and unnecessary, and rough and irritating, especially since she just wanted to check up on him. Instead of arguing back, the girl took a deep breath, sighing heavily. I just wanted to check up on you after all those comments. After all, I made it my goal to create strong bonds among the other participants here, the girl replied. She directly extended her right hand, offering a handshake. I apologize for not introducing myself earlier. The name's Lucina. Pit grabbed her hand, shaking it slightly before swiftly pulling back. Certainly had no clue what was going on, almost wondering if she was hypnotizing him. Once in his life, he realized that he yearned to socialize more with the Elysian princess, and I hope I pronounced that right, wanting to know everything about her. Out of the entire population in the mansion thus far, turned out to be one of the only ones he could tolerate. Started beating like a drum as he gazed upon her eyes once more. His own delight, Lucina decided to join them for dinner as the princess sat next to him. Using this to his own advantage, Dark Pit tuned out the others, his complete focus on Lucina. Gazed at him, smiling a bit in return. Greeted the others at the table before looking towards his direction once more. Hey guys, did you hear about the upcoming dance tomorrow? Ness informed, poking at his mashed potatoes.
Not that I can recall.
Link answered, shrugging. Mr. Hand announced the event about a week ago. From what I know, it's going to be a huge ball. He's already sent out invitations not only just to the former Smashers, but also to those who are close to the competitors. To attend yet don't actually know any of the fighters. That's explained, feeling like a know-it-all.
Is there any specific dress code or something?
Link asked. He was quite delighted to hear about the information. Admit as much as he had fun lingering around the Smash Mansion, he missed his family, but most of all Tetra. Link felt the ball was the perfect opportunity to catch up with his friends and family, and of course, fill them in on the tournament. It's formal wear, that's all. That's casually answered back. I couldn't help but be delighted by the news. For her, it meant seeing her family and close friends back at Elise. During her time, she never got to experience the pleasure of attending a formal dance due to the Ryzen killing off hordes of innocent lives.
Yeah,
Princess Cherry. Pardon me.
I said, yeah, that'd do it.
Princess cherished every single moment she spent at the manor, experiencing a plethora of activities she herself never had a chance to. Cena enjoyed everything about the tournament, including its noisy yet pleasant setting. Atmosphere always managed to put her at ease, even if she was constantly on the edge due to her horrible flashbacks consisting of the Fell Dragon Grima. I feel like this is a consistent thing with like Fire Emblem characters in Smash Brothers fanfiction. Even in this lighthearted crossover, they are absolutely racked.
Oh yeah, yeah. I gotta say that I'm enjoying this so far, despite it's definitely well written, though there is. I will say it is cheesy, but that is not a bad thing. My favorite movies are cheesy as shit anyway.
Like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, like just celebrated its 18th anniversary like ago.
Oh yeah, and it's fantastic. I love those movies.
I mean,
Especially Spider-Man.
I'm a sucker for romance, so.
I noticed, Harry. I noticed.
It varies for me. It depends on one execution, and it varies really.
Speaking of which, I'm putting my flag into the ground right now. We'll seek out a Love Live ship fanfiction for the next episode.
I mean, I can find one for you if you really want to do that.
Let's go.
He could. He would.
Freaking go.
Okay. I mean, we can discuss this later. Continue the story.
Towards Dark Pit, blushing a little. She took a moment to ponder, wondering how she exactly was going to word her proposal. After all, she most certainly did not want to look like a fool in front of the others. Taking a deep breath, she decided to go for it, regardless of the risk she would take. Hey, Dark Pit, I was wondering if You would like to go to the dance with me tomorrow? Tina asked. Moment, experiencing a mixture of both joy and anxiety at the same time. At first, Dark Pit gave off a bewildered look, wondering why he would even want anything to do with this dance. First of all, she called him by his preferred name, unlike the rest of the fighters who resided in the mansion. Tina's request made him change his mind for some reason. Wanted to impress her. If Pit were to utter a word, he knew exactly how to put him in his place. After all, he was the better half of the After all, he was the better half of the two, or so his own pride and ego told him. Honest, I had no intention of going at all. However, I know a certain brother of mine will be bugging my ear off about it if I don't go. Pit's cocky counterpart answered. Lucina blinked for a moment.
I just said alliteration.
Yep. Lucina blinked for a moment, however, smiled a bit. Is used to how Dark Pit conveyed himself. His mannerisms, include his mannerisms. Dark Pit noticed her smile once more, blushing slightly as he tried his best to hide it. Pit glanced over at his other half, grinning. Looking up, he couldn't help but congratulate him on progressing. Ever since he arrived at the mansion, Pit has done nothing but badger his twin on being more social, more open, and more outgoing with the others. There's no need for being all doom and gloom if you are surrounded by those who love you. Finally growing up, Pit 2. To see you finally coming out of your shell, he exclaimed proudly in a burst of enthusiasm. Pit smirked in return, not wanting Pit to know the real reason why he accepted her request in the first place. He knew that if Pit were to find out, he would never hear the end of it. I was going because I wanted to dance or interact with the others. Perhaps I'm seeing it as nothing but a mere Did that come out too fast?
No, I said it's not because I wanted to dance or interact. Who said I was going because I wanted to dance or interact with others? Baka.
Seeing it as nothing but a mere challenge. I managed to stay throughout the whole duration of the party tomorrow. You have to stop badgering me. Got it? Dark Pit proposed. He frowned, sighing in slight disbelief. Just seen this coming. Nevertheless, Dark Pit would never let his guard or his prideful instincts down. Himself couldn't help but give him a taunting look in exchange to his brother's appointment. Figured this ought to get him to actually stick to his challenge. After all, to say that Pit wasn't equally prideful as well. Right then, it's a deal! Enough for me. After all, I am the better Pit, Twin retorted.
Jesus fucking Christ, Dark Pit.
This is perfectly on brand.
No, that is totally him, I'm just saying.
Dark Pit sneered once more as he began sensing Pit's envy. He managed to land himself what mortals dubbed as a date. Managed to land himself what those mortals dubbed as a date, while the Goody Two-Shoes angel would be attending the ball by himself. Hey, you're technically me, you know, Pit corrected. He couldn't help but feel slightly annoyed, yet elated that he managed to force his doppelganger to partake in a social event. He had no plans of dancing at that point. Instead, he was more interested in observing Dark Pit for the entire duration, just to make sure that he would actually fulfill the bet. Pardon me. And scene. During the wee hours of the night, he appeared to be fixated on the ceiling, staring intensely at it. He glanced over to his twin side of the room. Dark Pit was fast asleep. All cocky grin was plastered on his face while he appeared to be dreaming about something. Him winning against his older twin. Pit sighed, shifting towards the other direction as he himself needed to get some shut-eye. After all, tomorrow was the big day. Pit would have offered to take Palutena to the dance, but unfortunately, mortals saw taking a mother figure out as something else.
Mm. Oh no.
Slowly drifted off into slumberland as his mind raced a little, and like that moment, Pit is a boy enough of a Boy Scout to try that.
Oh, he's a good boy. He is such a good boy. No, that's the one thing is the characterizations are at the very least, and if I can give it this over a lot of ship fix, the characterizations don't seem to be defied in order to make the ship work. So I'll give it that.
Imagine us reading a story where the Nintendo characters are actually in character.
Yeah, no, well, no. I'm disappointed. Luigi has not shattered anyone's bones yet.
I love how that's just indirectly become a meme.
Yeah, the Luigi thing.
Yeah, it's like gonna shatter everyone's bones.
He can shadow your bones by pointing at you.
Meme based off of misinformation. Luigi did not shatter bones, he just made people stretch and crack them. Like, you know,
That's
cracking your neck.
Fucked up.
Yes, but it's based off misinformation. We'll discuss this later.
It's still not okay and out of nowhere. It is. He's still pointing his finger and controlling your bones.
Foot.
So we'll discuss that
Remember
later.
that. He observed his surroundings as soft music played throughout the ballroom. He's dreaming now, by the way. Well, glancing over, he noticed both dark... Gosh, my dogs are barking.
Welcome to story time with Scrappy, everyone.
Bullcrap is half the appeal, I hope.
Hopefully.
Oh my gosh, my dogs.
Cool, this stuff happens on streams.
Apologies, folks. We
It's
ordered
fine.
food because, you know, that's the times we live in, and set my dogs off.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool. That's understandable.
Yeah.
We're all living in a society these days.
I like how we're reading a Smash fanfiction before Joker appeared because he is the society guy.
He is Mr. Society.
It really do be like that sometimes.
He is the what the
That's you, Xavier.
What was that Three Stooges laugh you just did?
Observed his surroundings as soft music played throughout the ballroom. Dancing over, he noticed both Dark Pit and Lucina dancing as she happened to don a crimson dress. Her hair was tied into a bun as the princess beamed with delight. Couldn't help but sigh of relief, especially since Pit recalled hearing stories about her peculiar sense of fashion from Robin himself. He journeyed as he journeyed his way towards the oh gosh. Way towards the recreation room, he noticed Ness talking to Lucas, conversing with a flamed-haired teen, and Toon Link chatting up a storm with his family and a brand.
Test.
Whoa, didn't see that one coming.
You motherfucker. They revived that. They revived that, and it somehow looks even worse.
Yeah, like seriously, who asked for a new Johnny test? I'll tell you
did.
who asked for a new. I'll tell you who asked for a new Johnny test.
Nobody.
Nobody. No, but there's one joke in Johnny Test that always gets me, and it's, "Why did you resist a police officer? Why are you police officers? I blew up Malaysia."
I remember that one. That was funny. It's a good episode, actually. Let's see. As he journeyed his way towards the recreation room, he noticed Ness talking to Lucas, conversing with a flame-haired teen who I actually cannot identify, and Toon Link chatting up a storm with his family and a brown Hylian girl around his age that Hylian girl is probably Tetra.
Yeah,
He
most
couldn't
likely.
help but be delighted to see his goddess mingling with Rosalina, Shulk, and to his complete surprise, Bowser. Looking around, he noticed everyone having an overall pleasant time, even the villains. However, he managed to catch a glimpse of someone standing on the sidelines. The figure wore a beautiful white ball gown embroidered with pearls. Curiosity managed to obtain the best of him as Pitt decided to make his way over. Couldn't bear to see the mere thought of someone being alone at the dance. As he got closer, scenery started getting blurry to the point where he couldn't make out anything. His dream, frantically surveying his surroundings. Blinked for a moment, noticing that Dark Pit was up and about. He hopped off his bed into the bathroom to get himself ready for the day. His way out of the room, he couldn't help but ponder about his dream. At first, he thought the dream happened to be a coincidence, since the ball was the only thing which plagued his mind. In spite of it all, Pitt realized that it possibly may or may not be a vision. I think the flame-haired teen is Anna.
Hmm.
Here nor
I
there,
hope
but
it's
That mu-
Johnny.
John.
Hope it's Johnny.
Oh,
I
God.
hope it's Johnny Test.
just,
I don't-
just for no reason, he's just here now.
It's Johnny fucking Test. No, and then
Yeah.
it's he. Dark Pit heard a whip cracking in the distance.
I'm not doing this now.
like, yeah, like the seventh DLC character is Johnny Test.
Yes! Yes! Hold on. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm sorry for slowing down the fic more.
Okay, we can take a brief break. In spite of it all, Pitt realized that it possibly may or may not be a vision. And intermission.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I guess I'll take a small bathroom break as well.
Okay, I'm enjoying this. This is good. I'll admit it's not for me, but at the very least, it is not written badly.
I am, yeah, I'm actually enjoying this. I want to see where this goes.
Like, all problems I could think of with it are personal problems. It's nothing like, you know, objectively flawed.
Mm.
Some minor grammatical errors, but you know, I'm the last person who should be complaining about that.
And I think some parts it over-explains things. There are some parts that are, oh, it is clearly that kind of cheesy high school fan fiction, like the
Right.
I like it when you smile. Like that is a very like romantic comedy like cliche.
Yeah.
A cliche, but it's true. People, well,
Yeah. Yeah.
my word is about to sound like an asshole. Smiling is nice. I am just very intrigued by this flame-haired teen. I'm gonna probably say the character's name later in the story, but I'm trying to guess now.
I'm gonna assume it's Anna, but like
It's Johnny Test.
Oh, if it's Flamehead, maybe Roy actually.
Roy, I feel like they would just name dropped him because the author doesn't seem to have any issues with like just name dropping the actual player characters.
I don't know. He wants to be
It could be
mysterious.
Roy.
He wants to be mysterious for whatever reason. I don't know.
Of red-headed characters in the first or third Fire Emblem games.
I'm not sure. I mean,
I think of Anna.
yeah. So anyone that comes to mind.
The Johnny Test theme. I'm still going to eat and go to the bathroom, but I just want to point out that the Johnny Test theme is just American Idiot. Listen to both of them. Probably not the first to notice that, but it is just American Idiot.
Oh gosh. provide some context for how I found this story. Well, did I find a story like late 2016, I believe? And I can thank my good friends at DeviantArt because oh, I'm serious. Someone had this DeviantArt can show art of pretty much any pairing, no matter how outlandish.
Yeah.
I on some art of Pit from Kid Icarus and the character together, and one of the commenters noticed, hey, this is like this is like X fan fiction from this one author. Name dropped the story in the comments, and I looked it up, and that's how I found it.
And then there's
I'm
the Shadow Trek stuff for some reason.
Do you believe me when I say I've found? Excuse me. Would you believe me? I'd say that I've seen like at least two pictures of Shadow and Shrek.
I remember you like constantly screwing with us and posting one in particular. Alright, just waiting for everyone to come back now. Oh, okay. How long is this story? How long is this Smash Bros. Fic, by the way? Like, how far are we from being done?
A little less than halfway done.
Oh, okay. Almost halfway there. Halfway there.
Apologies, there was I got a phone call from a friend.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Are you back? I think he's still in the bathroom. Longer than I remember. My apologies for that. And I am enjoying it so far. You're playing Devil May Cry, Harry.
Yeah, I forgot to change. I can. Oh no, I'll change the game.
I'm just reading your Twitch comments. It's the end of the school term, you little twits. What is this about?
oh, Jason was messing with the mod settings and did something called. It was like end term, something like blocked term or so. He did something, so I was just like, Let's make a joke.
Xavier, you're back.
I have returned.
Okay, I changed the
Grateful.
Sorry to keep you waiting, guys.
game.
Spite of it all, Pitt realized that it possibly may or may not be a vision. Okay, just get myself back in. Story resumes now. Make tonight's goal, besides keeping a watchful eye on Pitt 2. Smiling a bit, he decided to make tonight's goal, besides keeping a watchful eye on Pit 2, to find the mystery figure from last night's dream. Besides, he didn't want them or anyone else to feel left out. Such a good boy. He began dashing through the corridor, greeting everyone he passed by. Pit happened to be enjoying the peaceful morning, taking a sip of his orange juice as he wanted his alone time. To his dismay, Pit barged in immediately, running towards his direction. Pit 2! There you are! Good morning! Pit chirped eagerly, panting a bit as he began to catch his breath. Pit rolled his eyes instantly, huffing a bit. Like me, actually, I need some water. To him, this morning happened to be the only time he managed to get some peace and quiet away from Pit's spontaneous energy. That's at Pit, giving him a slight glare. What is it now, Pit Stain? Can't you go bother someone else? Dark Pit retorted, trying his best to pry his twin away from him. Pit shook his head, giving him an annoyed look before smiling it off. I should use that. I need to talk to you for a quick second. I promise. Quick second, I promise. Equally. Pit glanced over once more, sighing heavily as he hoped Pit would completely pester someone else during tonight's event. Fine, make it quick. Well, last night I had a dream of had donned a beautiful red dress, and Lady Palutena was mingling with Bowser, Shulk, and Rosalina. Lucas was hanging out with Ness, and Toon Link got to see his family again, and could finish. Dark Pit raised the palm of his hand, cutting him off for a slight moment. Stain, do me a favor. There's this thing called pausing. Learn to use it. I feel like I'm being attacked right now. Now is not the time for that, Angel yelled. Managed to startle a few of the brawlers, causing them to stare in their direction. Dark Pit sighed once more, finding Pit's presence to be rather embarrassing. Realizing the tone of voice he had just now. Sorry about that, Pit 2. I walked around and saw a mysterious person in a white ball gown, standing off to the side, observing the others as they danced around and engaged in lively conversation. Fortunately, I didn't get to see who they were as I woke up afterwards, Pit finished. Part just stared at him for a moment, nodding off at the story. Looked at him, knowing where this was going next. Do you think it's a vision or something? I mean, it took place here. No, wait, that's Pit. That was Pit. It's a vision or something? I mean, it took place here. I think you're just storytelling again, Pit simply pointed out. Was right, seeing how anyone could dream about an event the night before. He thanked Dark Pit for his thanked time making his way over towards the mess hall before it closed for the morning. Pit couldn't help but smirk from the upbeat Angel's own distress. However, he hoped it didn't dwell on for too long. Pit's emotions interfering with his. An asshole. But we never. Smash Mansion is a Smash fanfiction fixture, and never really talk about who laughed at the mansion. We're missing someone. Oh wait, we got everyone. I'm afraid I can't hear you. I'm gonna drop the call for a moment. Something. Tanner, can you say something? I can't hear anyone. This is problematic.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear both of you guys.
Oh,
Hello, testing.
why can't I hear Tan? I know, Nova.
Is
So I can't hear Tan.
did Tanner not come back yet?
His ring is turning green. He's talking, probably screaming at us, ignoring him.
Maybe he's muted.
I think he is.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
Tanner, can you try dropping the call briefly?
I think I heard him coming back actually.
Or is that just background noise from him? We continue without him? I did not know. I'm so sorry, Tanner.
Okay.
How long have you been gone?
I was eating dinner, but it's
Oh.
fine.
Oh, you had no lines, but we're sorry for continuing without you.
Yeah. Are you fine with us just going on, or do you want us to go back a little bit?
No, go on. I really, where are we?
Not any of Pit's emotions interfering with his.
It's like,
Okay.
Everyone here.
Yeah, I'm yeah.
Hoping someone would do that.
Yeah.
It's totally fine though.
On the whole spiel about the Smash Mansion's presence in fanfiction. It's my favorite fanfiction thing.
Yeah, it's a really fun and convenient way to like have it work.
yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, to just have everyone staying in like one spot, and to the surprise of no one, Kirby has the biggest room.
Yeah, I know that castle thing in Ultimate's home run contest. I think like me and Scrappy at one point headcanoned that was the Smash Mansion.
Like, yeah.
It's a Smash Mansion. Oh god.
We're halfway done and I don't have any lines. You mind if I don't read along and I just listen?
I'm fine with
Ah,
that. It's done to
Or unless
Scra-
you want to be Marf.
I don't.
Alright then, you're free to listen.
I'll be Marth, since I don't have any other lines.
I found it. I think, where we are anyway.
Around 6 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm there.
Around 6 o'clock, everyone began getting dressed. Master Hand even wore a gigantic bow tie for the special occasion, and no, I'm not going to question how that worked.
So, Master
Made his way towards the main entrance, allowing all the special guests in before allowing everyone else to step inside. He took his time, constantly adjusting his tuxedo for the extravagant night. He merrily made his way over towards the recreation room, hearing the soft instrumental music dressing up the room with its atmosphere. He stepped inside the room, observing all the dancing couples embrace one another. Mario held on to Peach, Luigi with Daisy, while Link and Zelda danced near the corner. He scurried his way towards the flight of stairs to catch a glimpse of the second floor. The entire room was decorated to the brim. There were flowers everywhere, accompanied with white round tables, which were scattered across for their meals, giving off the illusion of an indoor garden. Just like his dream, Pit caught Palutena chatting with Rosalina, Shulk, and Bowser, catching up with Lucas. Meanwhile, Toon Link was hanging out with Tetra. His lips curled a bit, while Pit dashed his way downstairs in hopes of seeing the intriguing figure from his potential vision. He glanced down to see Dark Pit actually dancing with Lucina, who donned the crimson. He glanced down to see Dark Pit actually dancing with Lucina, who donned the crimson dress from his dream. He began to survey the room, searching for a white ball gown as he explored almost every nook and cranny in the ballroom. A certain blue-haired prince happened to take note of the certain blue-haired prince happened to take note of Pitt's actions as he glanced over. And if you speak Japanese for Marv, maybe I'll kill you.
I don't know Japanese. It's like, is everything all right, Pit?
Mina,
Fast.
mite today.
That's every line he has.
If I knew Japanese, then I would have done that for Marth.
You never, I have to take every precaution with you, okay?
Oh no, because he's
Yeah.
a little shit lord.
Yeah, I'm like I may be a meme lord, but if there's one thing I'm not, it's fluent in other languages.
Oh. Is everything all right, Pitt? Marth asked, genuinely concerned. He held onto Sheeta's hand as the two lovebirds stood next to Roy. Maybe that was the flame-haired teen? Roy's Johnny Test.
Oh god, it's hell yeah. No, it's fucking Johnny. I'm still standing by that Johnny Test is here.
Marv's meek voice caused him to jump a bit. Turning around, Pitt chuckled nervously while he scratched the back of his head. Hi, excuse me, it was scratched up. Hi, Marv, everything's fine, Pitt replied, masking up his worry with a cheerful facade. He didn't want Marv to fret over him or to ruin the Hero King's special evening with his fiancée. Ruin the Hero King's special evening with his fiancée. Shouldn't they be married at this point? Marv smiled softly, not buying.
Editing. I'm sorry I interrupted. I just realized I could be sneakily editing what I'm writing while you're reading this.
Alright.
You don't seem fine. Is something bothering you?
Questioned. Pardon me. He didn't like seeing any of his friends being troubled, especially during uplifting events. Yeah, let's just say I ended up mistaking a dream for a vision, that's all, Pitt answered. He sighed softly, feeling a bit down from the whole ordeal. He felt that he should have listened to Dark Pit from the very beginning. However, he had to be stubborn about it. They were both alike in many ways, yet even though Dark Pit was merely an incomplete clone created by the Mirror of Truth, the two angels were their own separate entities. The way they processed information was different to include the way they solved things. Pardon me. The way they processed information was different to include the way they solved things and how they interacted with others. Pitt himself was more extroverted, while his dark counterpart was the complete opposite, being introverted. Also, I like how they just kind of... Oh, my bad.
Oh, sorry, no, go on with your thought.
I like how they kind of summarize that plot point from Kid Icarus Uprising, and it's just... Even though this weird supernatural thing happened, these two are their own These two are their own entities.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. Perhaps you will feel better if you catch up with Popo, Nana, and maybe even Ren himself before they have to depart back to their homeworlds.
Suggested, trying his best to divert Pitt's mind elsewhere. He exchanged a warm smile to Pitt, hoping that his gentle words would lift up the youthful angel's mood. I like how this is so obviously pre-Smash Ultimate.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, you're right. I shouldn't waste the night moping around when I could be catching up with old friends. Chirped as he grinned a bit, thanking Marth before making his way towards the former Smashers. A figure stood in the distance under a barely lit part of the room. On someone, observing them dance with the person they were bound to by fate, or so they assumed. They grimaced a bit, trying their best not to burst. Excuse me. They grimaced a bit, trying their best not to burst.
Trying their breast.
This is a serious moment. I'm flubbing it. Grimaced a bit, trying their best not to bust out into. Also, didn't help the fact that they were completely alone, and to add on to their woes, all by themselves. They hardly knew anyone in the mansion except the person they loved for so long, along with his destined lover, and the Twilight Princess. And the Twilight Princess herself. Oh, yeah, no, but this will be you.
Oh, okay. You don't always get the person you think you deserve. And I can live with that.
Her own words echoed. Excuse me, echoed. Her own words echoed throughout their mind, playing itself like a broken record. Figure always had to constantly reassure themselves with it, but they couldn't stop experiencing pain. Figure they. Peace sake. The figure knew they slightly lied to themselves. They sighed once more, looking away as a tear rolled down their cheek. Waved goodbye to Popo and Nana as he decided to check up on Dark Pit. To his surprise, he was still there. Noticed his other half starting to get intimate. Well, in the form of puppy love with Lucina. A small smile formed upon his lips, realizing the real reason why he actually accepted her offer. He decided to bring it up later with his twin when the time was right. Looking around, he decided to look around for another former Smasher just to freeze for a moment. I think Snake was invited to this.
Like, no. What happened was he was invited, but Konami held him at gunpoint and said no.
And this is...
So someone else had to go in his place. Like, probably Raiden. Yeah, like... like, get it? It's funny because of the Game Awards, where Metal Gear Solid 5 won an award, but Kojima couldn't accept the award in person.
Oh man, this is a perfect time capsule. I love it. Looking around, he decided to look around for another former Smasher just to freeze for a moment. There, he saw the person he was looking for. The person with the familiar white ball gown hanging out in a scarcely lit section of the recreation room. Pitt pinched himself on the cheek, being quite skeptical at first, however. However, the mystery person didn't disappear. Without noticing, Pitt gradually made his way towards their direction, inching up closer and closer. When he arrived, Pitt noticed right away they were upset. Running a bit, decided to put Marth's advice into excellent use and make this girl's night special. Taking a deep breath, Pitt got ready to engage with a young Hylian girl whom looked around to be his age. Well, physically anyway. Excuse me, miss, but I couldn't help but notice you were standing alone here. Everything all right? Pitt inquired gently. Gasping for a slight moment before cupping her mouth, the mysterious girl turned around. Her hair was of a light aqua color, which is... Sorry, I heard a squeaking noise. Her hair was of a light aqua color, which was worn down with a little side braid. Her skin was fair as it complemented her amethyst eyes, overall presenting her with utmost elegance. The girl appeared to smile softly as if nothing... However, Pitt knew right away she was masking her own pain. Couldn't help but realize his heart started beating as his blue eyes met with her violet ones. He noticed her pupils were an unnatural shade of blue rather than being black like everyone else's. Fun fact: this story is actually the reason I noticed that character design detail of Lana. Couldn't help but recall the feeling he started to experience. Question where he even experienced such emotions before. While he pondered for a moment, he finally realized something as he gasped a bit. This is something Pit 2 experienced when he first laid eyes on Lucina, thought to himself. Soft, heavenly, and a much higher pitch than he expected. Nevertheless, Pitt thought of her voice to be extremely cute.
Yes. I was just observing the guests.
Responded. Detected her lies once more as he shook his head. Pitt wanted to know what was bothering her. No, he wanted to get close to her. He needed to know more about the girl, where she came from, and more importantly, who she was. Smiling, Pitt extended his right hand. Care for a dance? He offered. The young girl was taken aback from his response, as if she had never been offered one before. Nodding, she smiled once more, causing Pit in turn to slightly turn a shade of red.
Sure.
He grabbed his hand as Pit began proceeding out to the dance floor. He began to waltz to the best of his ability, given he barely had any prior dancing experience. Girl, as he began to get lost in her luxurious eyes once more. While at it, he decided to make some small talk. I've never seen you around here before. What's your name? What's your name? Oh gosh. Pit questioned curiously, tilting his head. He twirled her around a bit before reconnecting with her other arm.
Lana.
Girl replied sweetly.
And yours?
He answered, beaming wide. Made himself a mental note on watching a couple of videos on how to engage in a conversation with the opposite sex. There was no point in reading due to the fact that he had little to no patience for such, and thus... I can't read. I can't read.
That's amazing. This is adorable, by the way, I just gotta say.
Oh no, I'm kind of all over this now. This is... Yeah, no, this is well done.
Like the fact that he can't be bothered to read, so he just watches YouTube tutorials.
On how to interact with a human being.
Yeah.
There was no point in reading due to the fact that he had little to no patience for such, and thus had an extremely low attention span. Came to reading books or writing even. Pit can't read. This is canon.
Yeah. It is. He never learned.
Yeah. I mean, he even
Pit
said
was
in his RKO stream.
Dark Pit was surprisingly gifted with the ability of advanced literacy, so for the most part, he always had his twin read and write his letters out loud because deep down, he didn't want to admit he was too lazy to read and write for himself.
Oh, Pit.
Anna giggled a bit, taking a liking to his enthusiasm. You could tell right away they were extremely similar in terms of personality. Cheeks blushed slightly, surprised as for once in her lifetime, started to develop new feelings for someone else. Lana hoped the dance would never end. Last forever before she... Oh gosh, excuse me. Wanting the moment to last forever before she went to return back to the deep, decayed forest to maintain a Twi-Force's balance once more.
You need to maintain the Twi-Force's balance with Mega Man. These are energy. That's a good question. Dude, okay, if Dr. Light is ever in a fanfic, just don't let me voice him, because I'm just gonna do the Mega Man 8 voice.
I want you to do the Mega Man 8 voice.
This is probably...
Do it.
You need to restore all the energy, Mega Man.
A+ voice acting.
Thank you. No, great. He's drunk. I love to imagine he was just drunk throughout that entire game. I don't know what the hell is going on, to be honest.
This is the quality that our audience comes for.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Mega Man. Wait, Mega Man, listen. I forgot what I was gonna say. Alright,
Hey,
Dr.
Rory.
Light, cool.
The floor, Nova.
Alright.
Did you say? That's an interesting name. It really suits an angel like you.
Lana simply stated. In turn, Pit was surprised how not once Lana mocked his name for being too silly. They began exchanging information about one another as they continued dancing along to the orchestrated music. Sheeta took note of Pit waltzing around with Lana, tapping Marth's shoulder as she smiled a bit. Marth, It looks like you were right after all. Princess of Talus exclaimed. Marth embraced his fiancée, kissing Sheeta on the lips before smiling.
I'm glad he was able to find someone. It was as if the divine dragon herself intended for them to meet one another.
Sheeta nodded in agreement before the couple started to dance with one another once more. This fic is just so earnest.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, in the Super Mario show,
Yeah, no, that's the thing is that's also gonna be weird because mine is also all playful and self-aware and haha. So
Flash.
yeah, that's gonna be some serious mood whiplash.
Oh well. This is wholesome.
My characters say the fuck word because I'm a big boy with maturity. I'm not. I'm not at all.
Meanwhile, Dark Pit looked around for his annoying brother. Wow.
Yeah.
My gosh. Meanwhile, Dark Pit looked around for his annoying brother as he noticed he wasn't keeping his watchful eye on him like he had intended to. From afar, he caught a glimpse of Pit engaging with a girl in the white ball gown. Dark Pit couldn't believe his eyes. Taken aback that Pit's dream turned out to be a vision all along. This game series has magic in it. Dark Pit couldn't help himself as he had the urge to intervene in Pit's conversation, wanting to see why he was hyped up with this girl so much. He rushed his way towards Pit, temporarily parting ways with Lucina as they held hands with one another for a short time. He glanced up and noticed him right away, smiling as he waved, ushering for Dark Pit to join Lana and him. Oh, looks like Pit Stains found someone after all, Dark Pit playfully teased. Shot him a slight glare, as if he didn't want his twin to embarrass him in front of Lana. Lana observed Dark Pit's features, noticing that he looked exactly like Pit himself, except that his hair and eye color differed from his. Smiling, she looked towards her new friend before her gaze reverted back towards Dark Pit.
Hey, Pit, what is this?
Lana couldn't help but be curious about something as she wondered if they were twin brothers. That's Pit too. He's my baby brother, Pit answered. Grinned, chuckling nervously as Dark Pit shot a glare in his direction. As Dark Pit shot him.
Yeah, again, another he shot him 3 times in this.
Well, he can't die. He's immortal.
Yeah.
Oh no, Pit can die.
As Dark Pit has been trying to test, he's been trying to find out how.
Yeah.
Chuckling nervously as Dark Pit shot a glare in his direction. Sorry, folks, we're just having so much fun with this.
No, it's fine. I think that it was also just the suddenness of it when I misread it. It was just like they're talking, they're grumpy, and then Dark Pit shot him.
Didn't I tell you to stop calling me that? Dark Pit growled under his breath, scoffing. He was supposed to be doing it under his breath, but I'm yelling.
Mm-hmm.
Dancing over, he decided to correct Pit, telling Lana his actual name. Dark Pit.
Dark Pit? That's quite interesting. But I personally find Pit to be quite cuter.
Oh, motherfucker. He just can't escape it. I love it.
Dark Pit couldn't help but wince a bit. Oh gosh, I feel as if I'm talking to not one, but 2 Pit Stains at once. He is just the worst.
You know, I mean, that is who he is. He's always been kind of a grumpy dick.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, the author apparently wrote this before playing Uprising, so they pretty much nailed Dark Pit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting.
That is
They
interesting.
note in the author's notes that they kind of revised it to make Pit. They revised it in the ensuing years to make Dark Pit's personality a bit more accurate, but people said that it was pretty accurate to begin with, so most
Alright.
of them.
That's weird because that kind of transfers over here. I actually didn't write. I don't know how much I've read with Mojo and Spiral in it before I wrote this. But I definitely had fun writing them. No, I'd say I read quite a bit because I didn't want to go in completely blind with them. But it's fine because either way, I just wrote Spiral as Shigo from Kim Possible, so it's fine.
We will get to that in time. Don't worry.
I'm sorry for just yammering about that.
No, it's fine. Dark could immediately tell right away that she seemed to be the bubbly, overly optimistic, and unbearably cheerful type, just like Pit. Part of him was thankful that she was only a guest. Otherwise, he probably would most likely experience double trouble. After all, with his telepathic connection with Pit, he could tell that the happy-go-lucky angel is beginning to develop a crush on her. This is exactly why I shouldn't allow you to speak for me. But then again, I was always the better Pit. So you're just a clone. Actually, I think you're the faker.
You're the fake angel around here. You go around comparing yourself to me? Ha! You're not even good enough to be my fake.
I'll make you eat those words.
I was waiting. There we go. Is it that I will take any excuse to do Shadow's voice, any excuse.
Taunted, sneering at Pit. And a little, exchanging glares with Dark Pit while Lana watched them both, observing their mannerisms. His brothers come back to be heavily ironic, especially given that he knew Dark Pit by being reminded of his clone status.
Bitter Pit? Clone? What do you mean?
Lana questioned, feeling extremely confused. Sighed softly. Out of all the things he didn't like doing, lying was one of them. Cheating was another. Glanced into her eyes once more, pausing for a tad moment before speaking. Well, you see, Pit 2 here wasn't created naturally. But it all up, he's pretty much my other counterpart. It's my other half, yet he has his own personality. Sometimes he can be really reliable, while other times he's all doom and gloom, Pit explained. Yeah, and you're annoying, Pit scoffed. Cool comeback, bro. Cool comeback. What were you say something, Tanner?
I just laughed.
Can't hear anyone over my clearing.
Alright, it's fine.
Head is actually kind of congested right now.
Oh.
Let's hope it's nothing too serious.
No, nothing is serious. Like, literally nothing is serious in my life. Lana blinked for a moment, not uttering a word. Sadness started overwhelming her once again in her heart as she watched Pit get along with Dark Pit. Her best to fight off the tears that began to form in her eyes. Lana and Pit were extremely similar in a way, yet different. And furthermore, Lana could tell that Dark Pit cared for him back. He wasn't corrupted with any strong desires, manipulated with false promises that tainted him with darkness to conquer an entire land, to obtain someone they thought they were entitled to having. That is a lot of baggage. Seeing them together like that hurt her deeply. Lana wished that her other half could have been the same way. Also, yeah, I am sorry, folks. I should have put this out there earlier on. Spoilers for Hyrule Warriors. So, if you are interested in the narrative of that story and don't want to be spoiled, well, I will provide a time link to jump to the Deadpool story.
Yeah, jump to my garbage.
Garbage. Stop.
It's not.
Love thyself. Love thyself.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, on to Lana's self-loathing.
Yeah.
I wish that her other half could have been the same way. Got up immediately, faking a smile as the tears began forcing themselves out of her eyes. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, but I need to go.
Hilda's just
That was a
putting
good
all the effort into
performance.
this.
That was a great performance. No, not gonna lie.
It's just he's the Ewan McGregor of this whole
Yeah,
series.
he's Ewan McGregor. So he's Ewan McGregor in Birds of Prey, where he's the only part of the movie that's worth watching.
She frantically stormed out. Yeah, doing like that. You gotta do me like that. Frantically stormed out of the room as Pitt watched her leave. Couldn't help but frown, feeling like everything was his fault. Got up and dashed after Lana, wanting to desperately cheer her up. Wanted to know what was bothering her, what secrets she hid from him. Realized just now that Dark Pit was infatuated with Lucina. For his own case, he too felt the same way about Lana. Found it rather unfortunate that she couldn't stay with them, and just to hang around so she could give him some encouragement. Pit watched the other angels storm off, dying. He couldn't help but feel tense as he himself began to get overwhelmed by Pit's emotions. As much as he hated to admit it, the feeling he despised experiencing, the feeling he most oh my. Like Pitt, I can't read. He hated to admit it. The feeling he despised experiencing the most was an upset Pitt. He despised experiencing the most was seeing Pitt upset. He didn't mind taunting or irritating Pitt himself, but when other outside factors got involved, he ended up feeling the worst of it. He began to get engulfed by his own thoughts, wondering if he should pursue after Pitt or not. A slight tap on his shoulder. Felt a slight tap on his shoulder as he turned around. He smacked anyone if they were trying to play a measly prank on him. Oh my gosh.
No, I love how well this handles the characters. If I'm not gonna lie here, everyone is generally like, okay, yeah, that's them.
He just smack it. That's Dark Pit, all right.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Sorry, I'm just thinking my fanfiction's Daisy. It's just...
Oh yeah, where she fucking murders Toad on
unprompted.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm gonna have fun with the next chapter of that story.
Oh, by the way, I'm really excited to see that because I'm gonna get co-writer credits on that. Once again, stroke my fucking ego. I'm great.
Yeah, I'm sure a chapter will come eventually.
Yeah.
To his relief, it was only Lucina as she noticed something. You were about to smack someone who didn't deserve it. All right, Dark Pit, she asked. Yeah, I'm fine. Your voice tells me otherwise. You seem to be rather troubled. Lucina stated from mere observation. Dark Pit sighed, knowing she was right. Forgot that out of all the smashers who weren't from his world, Lucina knew him better. Looking away, he sighed once more. It's Pit Stain. He seems to be really upset by something. Apologies, I got another phone call and.
Oh, it's cool.
News, folks. This is only episode 4. We have a limited amount of tries to mess up again, but this is still a work in progress. Workshopping all of this.
We're gonna get to episode 92. No, guys, we're still workshopping all of this.
Life is one big workshop.
Yeah, no. On your personality, on your flaws, on your everything, on that weird bump on your penis, everything.
Didn't see
The
that
sign,
one.
Tanner.
Y'all know about the weird bump.
Oh god.
Wait, is that just me? Okay.
I have so many in jokes. So many.
Oh god.
Like, it's Pitstain. He seems to be really upset by something. As much as I hate it, I get overwhelmed when he's troubled, Dark Pit replied. How do we segue from that whole spiel of Tanner to this?
Yeah, no, this is really well done, and that's what I gotta say, is that I do hate this dismissal that fanfic can't be good and can't be moving and intimate, because I'm invested. I'm really genuinely
Yeah.
invested.
I can agree with that, yeah.
Despite my jokes, this works.
Treat this story like I treat Love Live. Dark, but there's love underneath.
Yeah.
Harry knows. Xavier knows too.
I have not seen Love Live yet.
You know, I'm saying do not watch it because you'll get invested and then all over.
Oh, and then you'll get fucking sad. No, those are my favorite shows, though.
I gotta be honest. Tanner doesn't seem to be the kind of person that would want to watch something like that.
Motherfucker, I like Friendship is Magic. I think that show's adorable.
Fair enough.
Oh man, this is great. Hi, we're C's Brain, sentimental assholes.
Hi, Hi, I'm Tanner Brown. I'm sorry
Oh god.
for everything.
Oh man. Irv's better readers.
Yeah. If you wanted to get a serious critique on your fanfic, you probably should have not come to Tanner Brown.
Oh, that would be amazing if the actual author for this watched this episode.
Oh, that would be so. Oh no.
I'd be
Oh
impressed,
no.
I'd be honored, but also terrified.
Oh no.
No, but I did read a SpongeBob fanfic. I know, fucking SpongeBob of all things. But
read
it was a
that.
good one. It was a good one.
I mean,
But eventually what
SpongeBob
happened was that
fanfiction.
the people I was recording it with, it just devolved into jokes about SpongeBob and Squidward. Okay, for context, the fic took place and it was they both get locked in the Krusty Krab bathroom, SpongeBob and Squidward, while cleaning because it was closing time and both of them didn't manage to make it out for whatever reason.
Okay,
And
I
it
can see
just
that.
it was a genuinely good fic. It was really funny and well written. But with us reading it, it just devolved into jokes about SpongeBob and Squidward fucking in the bathroom.
Oh no. So can you feel it now, Squidward?
Can you
Oh.
feel it now, Squidward?
Oh gosh.
It's my. Let's see how much I can absorb. You want to see? You want to see how just
how absorbent I really am?
No, no. You're reading a good thing. You're reading this. You're reading a wholesome story right now. Let's save this for Deadpool.
No, yeah, this is method acting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Meth
no,
acting.
Deadpool, shit on it all you want
You're-
because I shit on it within it. I think Scrappy knows that I kind of shit on myself multiple times in the fic.
Don't say.
With. But anyway, let's keep going. This is really good. Oh god, I feel bad. I feel like I'm ruining it with my fucking irreverence and snark.
Sure, you can't ruin this any more than I ruined Love Live for everyone who watched it with me.
Yep.
I mean, that was part of the fun, I guess.
Yeah. Because basically our headcanon for Love Live is that it basically exists in a world where the male population exists.
Oh yeah,
You always know when to pull out the voice. It's great. No.
Where are the guys? What's that?
Yeah.
No,
Voice
okay.
changer.
I came up with a fucking joke hand cannon. It's the cannon that I keep in my hand. I'm Mega Man. I'm Mega Man.
This is
got
just
it-
off the
I-
rails.
if I see you in real life and you don't have a Mega Buster for a hand, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh gosh, I am happy that we can gather every few weeks to do this.
This
I want, dude, no, honestly, I would not mind doing a Mega Man, a cosplay of a Mega Man character one day.
I'm gonna be honest. This series is some of the most fun I've had in Seaspring in a long time.
Oh, that's great,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I am happy to hear you say that.
Oh, see, we can be sincere here on Seaspring.
Yes, that's half the appeal. We're assholes, but we have a hug button in our server.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have we
We have
have the
cookies.
kind button. We
Yeah.
have the. Have you ever? All right. So I like that the clitoris is just the woman's cum button.
What?
That was
It's
unexpected.
it's the cum button.
Oh my god.
Anyway, a wholesome story.
All right, let's get.
We should get back to this because, like, we should get back to this.
This is supposed to be a wholesome story for good boys and girls.
Okay, I'm sorry, Satan. I'm sorry, Satan.
Every time Xavier does that.
Wait, why is Satan defending wholesomeness?
Because
what
that's,
version-
that's Xavier's whole brand.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my whole brand. I'm a walking meme.
Yeah, no, your whole brand is just being the meme-loving shitlord.
Yeah,
Who is
basically.
DMing me? Who is DMing me?
That's it. That's it.
Anyway,
Oh. Oh god, Xavier, I swear to god, if this is a picture of you... I'm okay, I'll stop.
Nope.
Vicious, if you are out there watching this, we are
We
sorry.
apologize.
Like we legitimately like this story too.
I do,
I-
love this.
I actually have a fanfic account, and I could actually like tell them that we did this.
No, please. Maybe
Do it. Do
Oh
it.
no. Oh, I apologize. I apologize. Just know that I am secretly a good boy.
Tanner is a good boy, secretly.
We're all good boys. We're all good boys.
Yes.
Debatable on me, but
Okay, well, we're all good boys, and also Xavier.
Yeah, okay. It's okay. That's fair.
okay. Anyways, oh gosh, this could go. This could be a podcast in and of itself.
Oh yeah. What podcast? What's our topic today? The weird bump on Tanner's penis.
10 minutes down the drain.
Yep. There's
Like, no-
bye-bye to your monetization. You probably weren't planning to monetize anyway, but you're sure as hell not doing it now. I can guarantee you that.
No. Basic. What the topic is how Johnny Test should be in Smash Bros.
And how he would be a viable character.
Yeah, yeah. Johnny Test, absolutely. Oh, it'll be like one of those like. Have you ever seen those videos? It's like the amateur podcast, you know, the ones we're doing. But no, have you ever seen? It was like, well, we'll get a bunch of guys together to discuss our Smash predictions, or it's, hey, what's up, guys? It's a DC fan 97 here. And it's with him with a bunch of his like comic bros, and they're talking about casting and stuff. It's that, but it's like our Smash predictions. Who should be in Smash? And then just with complete sincerity, Johnny Test. Johnny fucking Test.
And literally every sound effect in this moveset has to be the whip crack.
Yeah, it has to be. He has to go. That's his recovery. Is his turbocharged backpack. It's just treat him like a lamb. That song is literally just "American Idiot" by Green Day.
This is gonna be the longest episode in the podcast.
Oh boy.
Okay. Let's return to some semblance of Earth. For Harry's sake,
Alright,
at least.
yeah. Keep going.
Mark Pitt sighed, knowing she was right. At a forgot that out of all the Smashers who weren't from his world, Lucina knew him best. Looking away, he sighed once more. It's Pit Stain. To be really upset by something. As I hate it, I get overwhelmed when he's troubled. Pit replied. Lucina glanced over him, embracing his arm as she leaned against his shoulder. I have a feeling that he's going to resolve it shortly. After all, as much as you hate to admit it, voice is completely shot. As much as you hate to admit it, are very much alike. Both are stubborn to a fault in your own ways. It's being to help and fix every problem you can, while yours is to never show signs. Oh gosh, is to never show signs of any weakness while basking in your own pride. That my throat's dead. Pit hated to admit, but Lucina was absolutely correct. I'm sorry, Tanner, did you say something?
No, I said, oh, okay. That's all.
Did care for him at times. Catch that. Does care for him. Especially since if he were to die, he himself would cease to exist. Aw. He sighed once more, grabbing Lucina's hand. Just hope Pitstain resolves this quickly.
And that part is actually true because at one point in Kid Icarus Uprising, like Pit's soul gets turned into a ring, and when Dark Pit does show up after Pit gets back into his old self, Dark Pit reveals that well, you were gone, so was I.
Oh my god!
We're one and the same. So if you die, so do I.
Pit dies in a sense of heaven. Dark Pit just kind of disappears.
Yeah, he just gets Shadow snapped.
Basically.
Pit fucking dies.
Yeah, Dark Pit. I don't feel so good.
I got to watch yesterday. I got to watch the Steven Universe fucking dies movie. It was good. He doesn't die, but I just like calling it Steven Universe fucking dies.
Excuse me. Made his way towards the main entrance hall, looking everywhere for Lana. Checked every corner, including the extremely narrow spaces. Eventually, he stepped outside as he heard the sound of faint sobbing. Being curious, he took small steps, not wanting to startle whoever was upset. As Pit arrived at the source, it was none other than Lana. Frowning, he approached Lana and stood next to her. Lana, please, tell me what's bothering you. Yeah, I'm so done. Pit begged. I don't like seeing any of my friends upset, especially those I care for. Looked over at him, watching the angel dig through the pockets of his tuxedo. Pit managed to find a handkerchief. I can't pronounce that word. A hanky. Managed to find a hanky, handing it over to Lana as she grabbed it, wiping her eyes.
Well, you see, I'm like 2.
Explained. Lana glanced away afterwards, avoiding eye contact with Pit. Pit tilted his head, giving off an innocent look. Wait, you're a clone too? She shook her head.
No, it's completely different. I was originally part of one being, Sia. She was a powerful sorceress. The task was to maintain the balance of the Triforce. The sorceress was able to observe distant eras and those who lived in them with their magic. Sia ended up becoming infatuated by the legendary hero Solas, and in turn, she became jealous of Princess Zelda. This led for her to become vulnerable, allowing Ganondorf's spirit fragment to push the light out of her.
Nodded, taking advantage of every detail she explained to him. Excuse me. Oh my. He began to wonder, while she was out on the sidelines, if she was staring at Link. He had a feeling that the Link she knew was his descendant, just like how Toon Link was also descended by the famous heroic bloodline that dropped. Dear. we are when he comes back, because I don't think he has any more character roles. Let me read through that again because I don't think it came. Excuse me. Let me read through that again. I don't think it came out completely clear. Pitt nodded, taking account of every detail she explained to him. He began to wonder, while she was out on the sidelines, if she was staring at Link. He had a feeling that the Link that she knew was his descendant, just like how Toon Link was also descended by the famous heroic bloodline. Instead, he leaned onto every word she spoke, wanting to learn more. What happened to that light?
The light that was pushed out of her. I'm that light. I am her other half, just like how Pit 2 is yours.
And Lana answered, sighed a bit, quickly glancing away once more. What happened to Sia? Pitt gave her his undivided attention. After all, he wanted to completely understand her, hanging on to every word that came out of Lana's mouth.
She overexerted herself, using her own life force to power herself up as well as her own minions. This led to her own downfall, and she peered out of my arms, dying with the acceptance that neither of us will ever get his affection. I know it sounds like a really far-fetched fairy tale, yet it really happened.
Nodding, he started to understand why she was upset. First of all, Pitt figured that she probably yearned for a relationship like his with Dark Pit. I hope that came out well. First of all, Pitt figured that she probably yearned for a relationship like his with Dark Pit. He didn't realize it, but Pitt was glad that... Excuse me. He didn't realize it, but Pitt was glad that Dark Pit was a flawed creation. Otherwise, he would have had to take him down himself. He wondered if she envied their relationship, wishing that she could get Sia to realize that she was just a scapegoat of the Dark Lord who took advantage of her own emotions. Half. I couldn't help but notice your expression dropping as you saw Pit 2 and I interact with one another. Did you yearn for a relationship similar to that?
At first, I only wanted to stop her from achieving her goal. However, during the final battle, I started to realize the pain I felt for her and I both. I tried my best to get her to come to her senses, hoping she would redeem herself, but instead, the corruption was too much, causing her to grow delusional. It ended up getting the best of her as she's no longer here.
I answered, sighing.
When the disaster ended, I was alone once more. When I saw the relationship between you and Pitu, I couldn't help but felt that she still had some light left inside of her. It was as if I wanted her to come to her senses and try to redeem herself, even if it meant clashing with one another.
Nodded, being in deep thought. He began to realize something as his eyes widened for a moment before looking at her. I have a possible theory for that. At the end, I think you two were starting to experience telepathic communications with one another. Both of you started to experience each other's emotions, your corrupted side trying to corrupted side trying to do her best to shoo you away and kill you before she could become overwhelmed with your pain. See ya, Anna. I'm so sorry. Anna,
Lana,
I thought this is what you wanted.
I was gonna do the voice, but okay.
Oh, I am so sorry, Xavier. You go on.
Lana, I thought this was what she wanted.
Anna stood silent for a moment before nodding, like Pitt's theory, realizing that he experiences telepathic communication with Dark Pit. Lana began to feel drawn to him, loving how he was so sweet and thoughtful, even going the extra mile to cheer her up. She didn't recall ever being what was bothering her on her previous journey. Everything she experienced was completely new. Pitt perked up at the sky, noticing a full moon as he glanced towards her, exchanging a warm smile. Say, inside and finish the dance? Pitt sounds too smooth for this. Lana nodded in agreement as the two made their way back inside. Dark Pit was able to sigh of relief, finally being put back at ease. Oh, and we have a message from Tanner in the C's chat. It says, continue as I try to get back into the chat. All right, we will honor your wish, Tanner. As the two made their way back inside, Dark Pit was able to sigh of relief, finally being put back at ease. All of the guests were to return back to their respective homelands. The Smashers waved goodbye to the other former veterans, hoping that they would return for the upcoming tournament. And they
Whoa,
did.
we got good news. We got good news for you.
Gazed at Lana, knowing they had to part from one another. He couldn't help but feel a little sad, but he knew it was for the best. Dark Pit stood next to him, observing the scene. Lana glanced over to him, smiling.
Thank you for making this night one of the best days I've ever experienced, Pit. I really appreciate it.
With those words, she leaned over and kissed him on the cheek. He blinked, surprised at the sudden action, but he didn't mind. He grinned wide, his face turning completely red. Lana turned around, looking at him for the final time.
Before I go, we should write letters to each other.
Suggested. Lana didn't want to cut off contact with Pit or feel alone anymore. Pit sighed softly, frowning a bit. I would love to do that, but unfortunately I can't read or write. Perhaps Pit too can do the reading and writing for me, Pit suggested, beaming. Dark Pit rolled his eyes. Pit Stain, I know you're bluffing. Tanner, are you alive? He's alive!
I live!
Oh yeah, we're close to we're
done, or?
close to the end, but
We're almost done.
second to last
Last few,
block.
last couple paragraphs.
Okay.
Okay.
Where Dark Pit rolled his eyes. Pit Stain, I know you're bluffing. Me. Dark Pit rolled his eyes. Pit Stain, I know you're bluffing. To explain, he's just too lazy to do the writing himself. As a matter of fact, how about you be like everyone else and use the magical mailing system? No writing is required. Just speak into a card, it records your voice, and bam, finished. Now then, I'm out for the night before Pit Stain's emotions rub onto me even further. Being delighted about the news, the two waved to him, telling him goodnight and discussing something before parting ways. Pit was glad he was able to keep in contact with her. In fact, he planned on inviting her to watch the next tournament when it started. Pardon me, folks, just trying to touch my throat. Tanner would be here for the finale, but he dipped again.
Oof.
You're cursed. As cursed as the last episode, but pretty cursed.
Ooh.
Rested on his bed and glanced over at his twin. Perfect groaned in response as he forcefully grabbed the pillow, placing it over his head. And wondered what Pit wanted now. What? Outside, Lana and I were possibly discussing a new name for you, seeing how she's also another half of a former sorceress, Pit exclaimed. Dark Pit's eyes widened in disgust, not believing the words which came out of his brother's mouth. Part of him feared for his life. Names the overly optimistic duo came up with. How about you just call me Dark Pit? For the long you Dark Pit or Pit. How about Fred? You do look like a Fred. Pitt casually suggested. Dark Pit glared at him. How about heck no? Steve? Pitstain, if you don't stop trying to give me ridiculous names, I'm going to kick your ass. Pitt couldn't help but smile, feeling like everything was back to normal. He fell asleep, feeling at ease and finally having someone he could possibly call his own.
The end.
Thank you, Xavier.
You're welcome.
That is the end of the story. End of my vocal cords. Tanner, please come back to us. Can't speak anymore.
That was definitely that was a very good fanfic.
Yeah, that was actually really well done. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
They did the characters really well. The pace was good. I enjoyed seeing where the story was going, and yeah, it was just really well done.
And everybody, you okay? But I can't hear him.
Oof.
Oh dear, I'm short of breath. I don't know why.
How long is Tanner's thing, by the way? Because that did take quite a while.
Barring no odd tangents.
Yeah, we kept going on tangents, so
Yeah,
it lasted much longer than it should have.
That's true.
Are you okay? Our story is in a script format, so yeah, given the page count is technically misleading by the standards of quote traditional fan fiction. Hi, Tanner. Did he speak or am I crazy?
All right.
Oh, hi.
I'm back.
Welcome back. He finished the story, like...
Why the hell am I still malfunctioning? What?
Finished reading the Smash Brothers story.
All right. Alright. I guess we can do mine now. I don't know if my audio is a bit weird, so I might not hear things. I know Nova's good. I am not complete with casting. I think they're the characters that are in this. Nova. Wait, Deadpool. I mean, okay, Nova himself is in this. I managed to kidnap Ryan Reynolds, so he's gonna read this with us.
I'm gonna assume Tanner's gonna.
Okay, Nova's Deadpool. I don't know who's gonna read because this is a script. Basically, I explained that this.
Oh, okay,
Right. Well, I think I'm probably gonna head out, but this was definitely fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, Xavier, for your participation.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm pretty much like obligated to stay here. Otherwise,
if we're not doing my thing, it's fine.
We're reading a chapter of your thing. I'm gonna say. To give final thoughts on Lost.
What the hell is?
Pardon?
I definitely liked the story. To basically be on a broken record. Like, I liked how all the characters were portrayed. They were pretty much portrayed how you expected them to be. Everyone was on point. It was a nice shipping story in the end.
Oh yeah, it was. I was genuinely invested the entire time.
When you can invest Tanner, you can invest America.
Yeah. And all the characters felt right, and it knew when to be cute and when to play things dramatically. But
congratulations. I extend my congrats to the voice actors here for the source material is already good. This just happened to bring it to life, and but thank you for actually putting in effort. I was out of it by the end.
You're welcome.
Once again, our resident female voice actor, female character voice actor, has been carrying most of us.
Yeah.
And you better
No,
fucking
you were
believe
great.
it.
You were really good in this one. Yeah.
And Lana doesn't even have an actual voice actress, so
Yeah,
to
and
speak.
I think you're gonna be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fuck, why is my connection so bad? Before we get to Deadpool, I need to fix my connection.
All right, well, I will take a brief moment to retrieve my food from downstairs.
Okay.
All right.
It'll probably be a good idea for me to take a breather as well.
Yeah. I will.
Okay.
Ignatius,
I will catch you guys later. Thanks for having
you.
me.
Yeah,
thank
catch
you for
Goodbye.
participating, Xavier.
catch you on the flip side, etc., etc.
Goodbye.
Oh no.
I guess. Ignatius, you have done very well with the story. It is faithful to the characters and expands upon the What am I trying to say? Expands upon their backstories in a way that makes sense. You should be
Yeah.
very proud of the story.
Yeah,
And,
issue. Sorry for
Oh.
cutting you off, but like, if you ever end up actually like listening to this, then we want you to know that you did a really good job with this.
Oh yeah, you did fantastic, Nova. And my internet seems to be working now.
Good. Pitt and Lana is a crack pairing on crack pairings, and you made it work. Congratulations.
Yeah, you actually made me chip those two. Cause that was like really that was really well done. Because that's like a pairing I never even that never even like occurred to me.
And I'm not someone who's typically into shipping. That being said, Starlight and Trixie are from My Little Pony are absolutely fucking. But no, I thought this was really well done. The dramatic moments especially, I feel. And I think what does help is that you didn't need to change anyone's characterization in order to make the ship work.
Yeah, it just everyone just kind of fit their roles, and it just naturally
yeah.
flowed well. Yeah.
And Lana just actually they just surprisingly work well together. They're these lovely, exuberant people.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, my internet's working slightly better now, and I'm crossing my fingers that I hope this stays good.
Continue crossing them. I need to get my food.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna eat
Brief
something as well.
intermission.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat something too.
And
Alright,
I
we
don't
are
know
so
how
sorry.
much time. I don't know how much time I'm gonna spend on Deadpool because I do have things to do. I do have to get up pretty early tomorrow.
Imagine having actual responsibilities, unlike me.
Yeah. I have to go to work because, well, no. I mean, to be fair, not a lot of people are working right now. I'm just an essential worker.
And we thank you for being essential.
Ah, you're welcome. That your thank yous pay me nothing now, though.
Oh, yeah, thank yous pay you nothing. Money pays you something, and if you're like working at a McDonald's, I can pay you there.
I work at a grocery store.
Well, I will send my mother to go
Yeah.
to a grocery store because I can't be in public areas with my respiratory issues.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm exaggerating. I have a mask to protect myself, but I have
Okay.
asthma. I can't. You're hearing me now. I'm short of breath just from reading aloud.
Oh, that's fine. Do you want me to take over the narration?
If you so choose, I will gladly take some character roles, but I may need to take a break
Sure.
from narration.
Yeah, I don't know who you would want to be, though.
I don't know, Al, I guess, and maybe
Find out for her brief appearance, where she's a cranky old lady, who lives with Deadpool, and I don't know, I'm thinking I would be a good Mojo? Probably.
is Nova doing double duty for Deadpool and Spiral, or someone else doing their role?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I
I'm
honestly, the
Al.
fact that your thing is somewhat loud makes that work. It was like, are you doing double duty? Yes.
Very emphatic, yes.
Yeah.
I get my food.
How have you been doing, Nova?
Okay-ish.
Uh-huh. I know things have been tough. Also, you might want to figure out, because your mic is coming in really loud, but if you can't fix that, it's fine.
No, 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 it's fine. I'm just having it a little bit further away from my mouth. Is hopefully it's not too loud now.
It's a bit better. If it gets concerning, we can talk about it. But no. I know things have been kind of tough for you. But we really do love you, and there's nothing I can say or do to help you. I know that much. There is nothing I can say or do to make this easier for you.
Oh, I'm at least glad. Well, I'm at least glad you're able to acknowledge that instead of trying to tell me the same thing over and over as if I haven't heard it already.
All I know is this will take time, and God, I wish I could help you. That's the big issue, is I wish I could help you, but I don't know how.
Yeah, that's just the problem. It's just because I know that a majority of people would take this on as if it was simple to fix, but it isn't because it's not a matter of my own self-esteem or whether or not I think I'm even worthy of love. That the only issue is just like why me? Why the fuck did I go through this? Why the fuck did I have such a shitty ex who claimed to have loved me but really just wanted to fucking shape me into something I didn't want to be?
Because it happens to everyone. I've made shitty choices and friends. I feel like I have right now, though I'll be honest, I'm willing to give it a chance, but I think we know who I'm talking about. Few people. And I'd rather address it to them than talk behind their back. But I really can't tell you why that happened. I think that it was definitely a bad luck thing, and that shouldn't discourage you from giving up. But I get it. I get it. You feel you wasted a lot of your. Am I disconnecting again? Okay, no, I'm good. You wasted a lot of your life on him. I get that.
Yeah. I see. I only said I was bisexual just so just just as a just as a safety net and not really to say I'm bi-curious to make things more awkward than they needed to be because deep down I really didn't a part of me never really wanted to be in a relationship with a guy because deep down I know I'm straight. I'm not gay. I'm not really bi. I'm, at the end of the day, I'm just straight.
Yeah, I get that. So awkward if Scrappy's back now and we're still talking about this. I don't know if he's back now.
His mic's, I don't know. His mic's muted, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if he's just being quiet because of the initial conversation or not. But what I will say is that I get it. I mean, I've never really experimented with sexuality, but I imagine that it is not something easy when you think one thing, like thinking one thing that turns out not to be true. So, frankly, I don't know if I'm in a position to talk about that.
It's not really. It's not really a matter of being in a position to talk about sexuality. It's more so uh, just, just knowing how, just knowing how to not, I guess, drown. I guess drown in a despair, because
Yeah, no.
the thing is, 'cause the thing is, like I'm fully aware that my worth is not based on my relationship status. I don't need to be reminded of that. I know that. That's not the problem. The problem is that, like, granted, it still hurts a lot, but at the same time, I still don't want to feel alone for too long. I don't want to.
Well, once quarantine ends, whenever it ends, you could make an active effort to try and Tanner, good boy, choose one. Fair. You could make as much of an effort as you can to try and start finding someone new. But honestly, if you need to take time, you can. Because I know sometimes a breakup can make you jaded, especially one where you're the one who has to dump them because they were the problem. I get that. Is Scrappy back, or is he okay? Know that you will.
Sorry, are we all ready?
Yes, I am. Oh, Space Dandy is a great show. I was looking at another server and they were talking about Space Dandy.
Sandy.
That's a great show. We could go get water real quick.
Harry, are you back?
Ben, I don't know. You want to DM
God,
him and
she's
ask
back
him?
to Tales of Symphonia again. I didn't even notice.
Hold on.
Based on the gameplay and character actions I've seen of Symphonia, it's the most JRPG-ass JRPG I've ever seen. And I kind of like that. Oh gosh, I'm being on like selective mute because I have tacos. It's a Deadpool story. It's coincidental.
And that's fine. I need to go handle something real quick anyway.
Are approaching gradually story reading Harry. Are being
Hi.
set for the second reading.
Oh, did
Didn't
I?
even.
Did I miss the first chapter?
No, you did not. As far as I know, we're only reading the first chapter of this tonight.
Okay. Yeah, I really need to take a, I needed that quick break. I was getting kind of worn out.
Oh, you were playing Symphonia again.
Oh yeah, yeah. Did anything happen while I was gone?
Excuse me. Well, I went to tacos, and that is strictly coincidental.
Oh my god.
I don't know how we wound up having a Deadpool night, and then I got tacos.
Taco Man. I hate when he's written like that, though. I hate when he's just written as funny Taco Man. It's the worst version of the character.
Thought the worst version of the character was in Origins Wolverine.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, but that's not Deadpool. That's not even resembling Deadpool in any way. Well, no, it's weird. In the first half of the movie, he's actually pretty good when it's just Ryan Reynolds riffing.
And Ryan Reynolds gets to play Wade Wilson, it feels right, when he's quote-unquote Deadpool, or rather a Deadpool.
Yeah, when he... I think it was because the guy from, I think... Who, Tom Rothman, the CEO, hated Deadpool.
Oh wow.
And I think why was he in the movie in the first place would be my question, but...
Because Fox, I guess.
It's because of that whole look, it's a reference to that thing you like from the comics. Which, like, I hate pandering shit like that. That's the worst way you can approach something. But are you all ready?
I'm pretty good, yeah. I think we're good to go.
Because I'll be honest, I don't have much time.
How long do you think it would take to get through the chapter?
Are we doing the full thing? Or are we doing... How long is this going for?
One chapter.
Yeah, if we're doing the whole thing, I don't know if we'll have time for the whole thing. If we do, we do. Because, once again, I have work tomorrow.
Oh. How long is it going to take to do chapter 1?
Well, it depends. I might be making less jokes because all the jokes are kind of already made in the fic itself.
That's fair.
I should mention that this is script format. I should probably clarify that because I wrote this as if it were an animated series that I'm never gonna get to make.
Oh, okay.
Which Scrappy knows all too well.
Sorry, I'm eating.
That's okay.
But, once you're ready to start, we can start. Because I'd say I can read for maybe couple hours, maybe? If it takes that long. But if
I don't know.
doesn't...
I don't know if I want to go more than, like, an hour from now.
Okay, well, if we can get through this quickly, we can. Because, once again, I do still need to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oof, oof. I was just talking about that. But I'm doing something now. I'm recording something. No, I'm not gonna kick the glass over. Alright.
Alright, is everyone ready?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if we should read the whole thing, though. I do have work tomorrow. Okay. If we have to
What
wait
would
till
you consider a
11.
good stopping point then, Tanner?
Damn. I don't know.
I suppose we can keep going until it's either too late or we just get exhausted.
Yeah, until. Yeah. We'll just go until it gets too late.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Ah, so
means
we're winging it like everything else in this show.
Yeah. Basically.
Problem is, one issue with that is that I don't know if I want to do, because I don't know how much of my family's going to be asleep while I'm doing Mojo, because Mojo, I think Mojo kind of requires you to yell at points, just by nature of his character.
Right.
I would make a good Mojo. I don't know if Scrappy would want to do Mojo, me do Mojo. I don't fucking know. I just Scrappy, how do you want to handle that? Also, for viewers at home, if you have no idea who Mojo and Spiral are, look them up. However, there are also viewers who have played Marvel vs. Capcom 2, so that's fine. Spiral's in that. She's like top tier in that.
What was I gonna say?
What? What'd you say?
Said what was I going to say? Which, yeah, I trademark. I was gonna make some joke about Spiral just only being relevant outside of comics because of Marvel vs.
Yeah.
Capcom. I'm fairly certain Deadpool made that joke in the story.
He doesn't he?
I think he does.
Yeah, I think I also was gonna write in like, plus you were my main in Marvel vs. Capcom too, so I don't know. Make of that what you will.
Full disclosure, folks, I did provide a reading of Tanner's story.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hopefully I won't choke on my taco while reading the second time.
Yeah, who do you want to voice Mojo? Because once again, it's gonna be weird. Because I could do it, but I don't know if I'm gonna wake up my family, because I don't know if they're asleep. And I feel like Mojo, as a character, requires a lot of yelling. Because of just who he is as a character.
Since you're handling narration, I can handle Mojo.
Alright, yeah. For once, he's the one, I'm the one narrating and he's the one hamming it up, so.
And help us all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mojo will be and of course, Deadpool himself will be voiced by, Ryan Reynolds' failed clone. AKA Nova.
No comment.
Are we all ready?
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm good.
Alright. Let's go. Interior, Mojo World Studios. Afternoon. Mojo sits at a monitor looking over his ratings. Spiral is standing over his shoulder.
Oh gosh. Don't get it, Spiral! The ratings are dropping by the minute. Perhaps another oh gosh. Perhaps another crossover event is in order.
Sure, that totally worked the first 400 times you tried it this month.
You oh gosh.
That's
What are you
fine.
talking about? Bone Saga 2, Secret House of Absolute Dark Crisis on Infinite Days of Future Secret Messiah War of the Realms, featuring Wolverine and Spider-Man, is a classic. Besides, if it doesn't work out, we'll just relaunch everything like we always do.
Well, it's clearly not connecting with the viewers.
Audience doesn't know what they want. An enraged fan is an engaged fan, my dear Spiral. Already got a tagline. Things never be the same. Really, we mean it this time.
Why am I laughing at my own jokes?
Rolls her eyes. Tanner, you gotta read the narration.
Oh, right. Fuck, I forgot that was what I was doing because I'm so used to you doing it. Spiral rolls her eyes.
I saw that. Sass turns me on, but you clearly don't understand my genius. This is going to be a smash hit. I feel it.
You said the same thing about the Inhuman.
Silence! Need to focus on putting heroes in crisis. Question is, who? It's someone we haven't killed off for shock value yet. Oh, reliable. Spiral! Out!
Yes, Your Majesty. It's not like you're 2 feet away from the screen.
Spiral, give me a remote.
I had a lot of fun writing Mojo and Spiral.
I can see.
Spiral hands Mojo a golden remote on a perfect pillow. Mojo, oh, I'm gonna disclaimer this to say that this was co-written by people. Sam Williams, the animation analyst, yes, he calls himself that unironically. I didn't name him. And Jordan. Jordan Fufer, Spectre Jordan. Both good guys. Anyway, Mojo grunts as he picks up the remote with his greasy fingers and starts flipping through channels. He lands on a channel in New York City. 5 cars roll in the middle of the street before exploding, sending Deadpool flying out of it with a ripped up suit and burned skin. More burned skinned. Of course. Along with the body parts of a few of the bad guys he just blew up. Deadpool smacks about against Mojo's camera, giving a thumbs up.
Ow! My duanum.
Deadpool slides down from Mojo's camera.
Spiral, who is that masked lunatic?
You tell me. You're the one with the all-seeing remote.
Cut to exterior, the streets of New York, afternoon. Deadpool gets up from the asphalt and dusts himself off. His body is healed, but he's gonna need a change of clothes when he gets home. Okay, and then here he turns to the camera because he's Deadpool. He says, oh, fuck me. He says, hey, audience, chimichanga, and then everyone laughed. I'm kidding, I try not to write him that way. Go ahead, Nova.
Oh, hey there, true believers. Didn't see you there. I'm Deadpool, professional Deathstroke impersonator and hero to obnoxious cosplayers across the globe. But you guys already knew that. It's been a while, hasn't it? And you probably have a lot of questions. So, yeah, this guy, right? Yeah, that's Mojo. He's a bigwig alien TV executive that rules over a planet of couch potatoes known as Mojo World. Like anyone who's been to a movie theater recently, Mojo knows that superheroes are kind of a big deal these days. That's why he uses C-tier reality-bending powers to force them to star in the stuff. Alright, you guys got all that? Cool. Hope you paid attention. It'll come in handy next time you want to pretend you read comics.
Why am I laughing at my own fucking jokes?
And I laugh at my jokes.
Cut to interior, Mojo World Studios, afternoon. An evil grin stretches. Christ, I'm turning into Scrappy. Stretches across Mojo's face as he gets an idea. He shuts off the monitor and hands the remote to Spiral.
Change of plan, Spiral. Cancel that crossover event. I think we just found ourselves a star.
You're kidding, right? This illusional wacko who's talking to himself. He's gonna be our golden goose?
Oh, Spiral, if only you had as much faith as you do arms. Yeah, another example of you failing to understand my brilliance.
I love this Satayam Robotnik. I mean, not Satayam, AOSTH Robotnik. I like this.
Don't you see, this Deadpool fellow is a merchandising gold mine. Perfect. He's the perfect superhero for attention-seeking 14-year-olds to look at and say, "Wow, it's literally me."
Interior, Deadpool's house, afternoon. Deadpool enters and closes the door behind him. He takes off his mask, pulls a cloth out from one of his pouches, and uses it to wipe the sweat from his forehead. Blind Al is sitting on the couch, watching, or rather, listening to something on TV.
Oh, that was work.
Well, I made it back in one piece. Can't see the scene. Or the oversized red condom I covered over my skin with, though. It's times like this we should both be glad you can't see.
Oh, ow. Ache.
About that. I sort of accidentally killed the employer. Long story.
Al gives Deadpool the same look a disappointed mother gives a child.
Hey, I didn't get paid. But it's not all about the money. It's about the memories and irredeemable mistakes we make along the way. I shot so many people today.
Hey, the rent is due next week.
Thank you, bizarrely masculine sounding Blind Al.
Whoa, it suddenly got really loud in here. Can't hear you all at
yeah.
all. I'll be back later.
Sorry, that was supposed to be a visual gag that does not translate well. Oh. Okay, where was I? My script scrolled down, but no, he's supposed to be firing his gun up in the air to ignore Al. That joke does not work as well without the visual. Deadpool walks up to his room and slams the door. He turns around and pounds both of his fists against the door as he hangs his head down.
Ah, god damn it. And people still wonder why I'm always trying to give her the Burke life. Even without my landlord making me bend over to spread them. Making people pay for my groceries for their lives doesn't exactly bode well for my rep with the hero types. One of these days, I'm gonna get my act together. I can fix myself up and make something of my life.
Deadpool walks over to the closet and opens it to... fucking hell. I'm so sorry of all those times I've made fun of you, Scrappy. This is way harder than it seems.
To be fair, you never made fun of my narration.
Mm-hmm. Is this good so far, by the way?
Fine.
What?
Wait, you're talking about the story or the narration itself?
Story.
The story's good.
Okay. Deadpool walks over to his closet and opens up the door to find... Oh no, this is the line. Opens up the door to find Spiral. He immediately points his gun at her.
Of course. Alright, look. I'm trying to cut back on the whole funny bang bang shooting man routine, so if you could just explain what you're doing in my closet, that'd be just peachy. Okay? Trust me, you're not the first woman I have to threaten with violence.
Okay, Scrappy, I'm gonna be honest. The reason I wrote that line is because you told me to take out the R. Kelly line, and it was my instinct to replace it with something worse.
You're welcome, I guess.
Yeah.
This is the trials of an editor.
Yeah. This is why...
Oh no, but you have to do this whole exchange by yourself. We are so sorry.
Yeah, no, don't worry. Oh, yeah, sure. Since you act so nicely. Gun to the head and casual sexism. Hey now, hold up. I'll have you know that I would be just as willing to shoot you if you were a dude. Oh, okay. Well, that changes everything. Put the fucking gun away.
Deadpool rolls his eyes and hesitantly places his gun back in its holster.
Fine. Sheesh, calm your tits, squirrel. Now then, is this a dream? Because I've had dreams of this exact scenario hundreds of times. Scratch it. If this were my dream, we would both be naked. Did you come to me because you haven't been relevant since the 90s? If it makes you feel any better, I used to be in the same boat.
Spiral stabs Deadpool in the chest with one of her swords.
Ah!
Yeah.
Shut up.
Deadpool collapses onto the ground.
Oh, Tate. If you're done babbling like an idiot.
You're so
If you're
good.
done ba-
Wait.
If you're done babbling like an idiot, I'd like to make you an offer. Again. Eerily similar to that dream I was talking about. Not that kind of offer, dumbass. If our research is anything to go by, you already know a thing or two about the Mojoverse. Somehow. Yeah, I thought I'd save you guys the exposition. You're welcome. Oh, Jesus, this hurts.
Oh, right. Sorry. Deadpool slow. I'm very slow. Deadpool slowly
fine.
gets back up, struggling and popping his back as if he just got out of bed.
Expo, what does that even mean? You know what? Never mind. Anyway, the boss is whining about his ratings again. And rather than listen to any of my ideas, he decided to come to you for answers. How would you like to become an immediate sensation? Whoa! No can do, sweet cheeks. Sorry, but I've worked for and off enough businessmen to know that corporate executives are not to be trusted. So unless you want to be denied an open casket funeral, I suggest getting out of my personal wank chamber ASAP. By the way, I'm keeping the sword. You put it through me, so it's basically mine now. Come on, you got like 80 of them. Can't you let a guy a hand? Or 6?
Deadpool removes the sword from his chest.
Oh, great Stanley. Please, ghost, that hurts.
That joke was written way before he died, and now it's better. Deadpool places his hand on his chest to prevent the blood from spilling on the carpet.
Fine. If you really want to be known as a killer for the rest of your life, then knock yourself out. We'll just find a real hero to make a show about. And no, you can't keep the sword.
Spiral takes her sword out of Wade's hand and wipes a bit of blood off, and begins to leave. Close up on Deadpool's face as his eyes widen with realization. Deadpool stops Spiral by touching her shoulder. You're not supposed to do that. Are you? Whatever. It's fine. I don't care.
Wait. Hold the phone. I think there might be something in this gate for you. My mind says no, but my heart is still on the fence. Listen, I heard you talking to yourself earlier. I know you're unsatisfied with being seen as a goon toting maniac. This is your chance to be something better. Instead of harming people, you can better their lives through entertainment.
Deadpool thinks for a moment. He ponderously rubs his chin with one hand. I feel I should throw a visual gag in there of some sort, but I'll think of one later.
I do like the sound of that. Alright, you talked me into it. Beats hanging around this crummy fan series. Hell, if it were up to be, Donald Glover would be writing my jokes right now. But if things go south, and knowing me, they will, then your literal planet Hollywood is gonna need to find itself a new ruler.
Spiral's face is a mixture of annoyed and stressed, but she teleports him anyway. Cut to Al sitting on the couch.
Keep it down up there, Wade. I'm trying to watch Jeopardy. Trebek is such a hunk, at least from what I remember.
Yeah. So, for some reason, I don't know if the jokes genuinely aren't funny, or if I'm just not laughing anymore because I've seen them so many times.
Funny, I read through them already. I had to read through them, so they don't pull the rug out from me in time around.
Yeah. The very least. Alright. Deadpool and Spiral teleport onto a. Oh wait, exterior Mojo World night. Just so you know that they didn't teleport to a random walkway. All right, this is Mojo World. That's my neighbor's house. Yeah, they teleport onto a walkway. Deadpool and Spiral teleport onto a walkway. Yes.
Well, welcome to your new home.
Excuse me. Deadpool looks around him. Mojo World is a massive city of a planet with skyscrapers, flashing lights, billboards, casinos, and hotels on every street corner. I might do some adjustments because I want to make it a bit more Orwellian. Maybe like he has cameras floating around. Big Brother is watching you watch him. Every street corner is just Mojo Street, so several cars have crashed into each other. We get various shots of posters and billboards for upcoming movies and shows such as Mojo World Studios, the all-new, all-different, totally tubular, epic, fresh legacy restart. This is the last relaunch, we swear. Black Widow, better late than never. Longshot, Into the Mojoverse, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Does anyone even watch this show? Dark Phoenix, Dimly Lit Phoenix, New Mutants, coming eventually to theaters near you. And I'm gonna rewrite this to a better title. Hold on.
This is amazing.
Oh, you're enjoying this?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like listening in the background.
Always remember, Harry can't react because he's always muted playing a game.
Yeah.
Spider. Since we figured out that home is going to be in the title, I thought of something better here. Hold on.
Also, a guy in the chat, Mellorin Plays. I appreciate your tips for the game.
Hey, by the way, how are you enjoying my fucking writing?
Yeah, we have someone in the chat right now, so.
Alright, I'm gonna change this line right now. Hold on. That's right, this is also this could be a behind the scenes and a director's commentary at once.
Yeah.
Wow. Alright. I changed it to, and Spider-Man homeowner, Ditkovich returns.
Oh, okay.
Because he's the best character in Spider-Man 2. Rant!
Yeah.
Should be in the MCU.
He needs to be. He's traversing the multiverse. If his Peter Parker won't pay rent, he's gonna find a Peter Parker that will pay rent.
Exactly.
His obsession has pushed me. My obsession has pushed me to the brink. And in how many universes did Peter Parker pay his rent? 1.
Gosh.
There are also restaurants like McMojohn's, Mojendi's, Papa Mojohn's, and Shatter Starbucks. One of those is not like the other.
I know.
What'd you say?
Jendy's is my favorite.
Mojendi's is the best one. I agree. Deadpool off screen because he's looking at it all.
Man, this place would sure look pretty if we could afford to animate it. So many products to mindlessly consume. I can already hear Bob Chipman creaming his Mario overalls. I can also hear a writer questioning his life choices after typing that.
I see that line too.
Yeah. No, Jeez, why'd I think this wasn't funny? I'm loving this. I think the comedy definitely picks up once we actually get to Mojo World, though. Deadpool follows Spiral as they begin walking to Mojo World Studios. Deadpool looks around, taking in the sights, somewhat put off by how corporate it all feels, but not letting it bother him too much. I guess you could call it a Disney World.
Eh,
It's true.
Special.
Their monopolistic empire fucking scares me.
Oh, sweet Christ, in a wheelchair. It's like if Times Square in Las Vegas had a bargain bin love child. Anywho, where exactly can we find the Ike Perlmutter stand-in / bloated Simpson testicle I'm going to be working for?
lovely.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me rewrite a line. I'm sorry if I rewrite midway, because I technically haven't published
Oh,
this,
wait,
so I
wait,
can do
wait.
all the rewriting I want. So. Should I say Branson, Missouri, or is it just better if we if ever? What do you think here?
Missouri, what's that referencing?
Branson, Missouri is a place.
Oh, oh, that's just mean.
I have been there.
Oh my.
Oh wait, there'd be a comma right before that, before Missouri. Yes. I remember how grammar works. Fuck you. Alright, bloated Simpson testicle. I wrote in a line about, hey, I'm from Missouri. I can say all the mean things about it I want.
You done?
Anyway, yeah.
Okay. Sweet Christ, in a wheelchair. It's like if Times Square in Las Vegas had a bargain bin love child. So, Branson, Missouri. Anywho, where exactly can we find the Ike Perlmutter stand-in / bloated system testicle I'm going to be working for? I'll give you one good guess.
Deadpool and Spiral arrive at a 500-story tall building with the word Mojo on it.
Ooh, yeah. Wow. Mind if I take a quick potty break? That looks like one hell of an elevator ride. Might as well drain the pool in advance. See what I did there with the... you get it. There's a bathroom on the first floor. Make it quick.
One bathroom break later, Deadpool walks out of the bathroom and goes to Spiral, who is next to the elevator. Times Square. Oh,
Oh man, you would not believe how much easier that is without all that spandex and all those pouches in the way. Still got weird looks at the urinals, but that happens when I'm wearing clothes too.
I'm forgetting he's a kid.
yeah. You know why you forgot he was naked? Because I did too.
Legend to this odd but completely on-brand Deadpool moment.
Uh-huh.
Oh, what? Deadpool's naked while being transported to another world? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. The elevator door opens. Deadpool, it wasn't by choice this time. Deadpool and Spiral walk in. And then Deadpool walks in. Spiral stands on her toes and presses the button for the top floor with her longest arm. Just remember, she has multiple arms. Once again, somebody out there's played Marvel vs. Capcom 2. The door closes and as they start going up.
It's crazy. This is the second episode in a row where I've been on an elevator with someone I have the hots for. Not gonna name names, but I'm sure you can do the math. Plus, it's kind of hard to hide your attraction to someone when your clothes have been blown into red confetti. If you're not interested, don't look down, please. You got any earplugs in those pouches? Maybe some aspirin?
Deadpool fiddles through various pouches.
Let me see. Gun, knife, wallet, another gun, immigration papers for the MCU, checks from Mickey that may or may not come at the expense of more independent filmmakers, big red chewing gum, cell phone, locket of BR. Nope. Sorry, I think I made a down the mall during one of my depressive episodes.
Pulls out a bottle of liquor. Sorry, I keep forgetting to read the little visual cues.
Does cheap liquor work? I also use that during my depressive episodes. Ah, even better. Hand it over.
Spiral takes the bottle from Deadpool and hits him over the head with.
Ow! Ah! The fact that I totally deserve that only makes it hurt more.
Ow, that really hurt, Charlie.
Oh, I can't believe you've done
I
this.
can't believe you've done this.
Fuck. Cut to interior, top floor, night. The elevator dings.
And that's why I'm not legally allowed inside Waffle House anymore. So many lives were lost that day. Oh, hey, we're here. Oh, thank God.
Spiral pushes Deadpool out of the elevator as she follows. Deadpool looks around in confusion. Mojo was nowhere to be seen.
So, where is he? Please don't tell me he bailed when he learned more about me. I totally understand. It's just happened with multiple clients, and I'm starting to think I should charge a fee for it. If I have to hear I'm switching my services to Taskmaster one more goddamn time,
Spiral taps Deadpool on the shoulder. Deadpool turns around to a giant screen with Mojo's face on it.
God, sweet Christmas or whichever holiday aligns with your religious affiliation.
But startled, Deadpool jumps into Spiral's arms, which is gonna lead to a joke.
Wilson. Pardon?
Which is gonna lead to a joke that I fucking hate myself for writing. But go ahead.
Wade Wilson. I've been expecting.
Yeah, same here, dude. Except I kinda figured it would be in person. Come on, man. I was in that elevator for like 3 hours. Also, I've been expecting you? Really? Could you at least try not to pretend you're a bad guy?
I assure you, there's nothing suspicious about any of this.
Yeah, sure. Last guy who told me that said he'd fix up my body and make it so my zodiac sign wasn't so darkly appropriate. If you know my origin story, you know how that turned out. I've been used like this before. I'm not letting it happen again.
Caresses Spiral's
know.
face.
You know, you can keep holding me like this if you want to, mommy.
Oh God.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Oh, please do.
Spiral drops Deadpool onto the ground.
Oh, man.
Alright, fair enough.
God, okay. I was struck with inspiration when I realized, oh wait, he's in her arms. Okay, hold on a sec. That joke was my idea.
Oh.
If you're wondering, because we spent together co-writing this. That was my idea.
I liked
So,
it.
Yeah. I'm just so glad I got Deadpool to say mommy.
So happy about that. Deadpool gets up and dusts himself off. He walks towards the elevator. Just before he can press the button, Spiral teleports in front of him and grabs his arm.
What are you... Don't you see what you're missing out on here? Remember what I said earlier about making others happy? Making something out of yourself? Yeah, and I was totally buying it too until my common sense started tingling. That guy, Mojo? That's the kind of cat-penning mustache twirler who ends up firing a giant blue doomsday laser into the sky because Tony Stark fucked his wife. And frankly, I don't want to be the one responsible for when that bomb drops. Now, if you wouldn't mind letting go of my self-love hand, I have some fantasies about being stepped on by Elsa Bloodstone to attend to.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
What'd you say, Scrappy?
Oh, I'm just laughing at his hair. He's like, geez.
In case you're wondering, I wrote the Elsa Bloodstone line too because she is my wife. she is, and none of you can fucking have her.
Oh man. Alright then.
First. Okay, first, ew. Second, you turn this down, you'll be spending the rest of your days alone. Alone and unloved. Then again, you're probably used to that, aren't you?
I mean, yeah, I brought up the self-love hand for a reason. Okay, can I add that? Hold on, let me pull up my script formatter to add that line in. Okay. Do you mind if I do that? Rude on this?
It should be fine.
Hello.
You're right, my bad.
Aye.
Went quiet for a minute.
So Tanner's making an edit.
Oh, okay.
Love head.
A second here.
I am looking forward to listening to all 2.5 hours of this.
Yeah, this is
Every
a long one.
every gap in audio that I have to fix.
Yeah.
What do you think of how I'm writing this so far? Because frankly, I'm seeing problems that are probably only seen by me.
We only what?
He's asking for general thoughts and any sort of any sort of minor criticisms you might have because and also you mentioned because he's seeing things wrong with it that only he sees.
Because
Curse of being an author. Well, I think the story is pretty good, but the guy you got voicing Mojo tends to clear his throat a lot. It's kind of distracting. Yeah, I gave my thoughts about this a week ago. I think it works for the most part as a introduction this intergalactic story.
It's a very weird story. I feel like maybe at points the comedy is hit or miss, but I feel like that's just but that can easily be refined. I mean, there are jokes that have clearly made you guys laugh.
I can't really say too much because I don't know a lot about Deadpool, but it seems fairly well written from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Deadpool is Spider-Man with even more self-confidence issues.
It's Deadpool is he was bitten by a very depressed radioactive clown. And then all right. Now wait, hold on. I'm gonna write this. Sorry. All right, now oh, yes. Okay. Now you can continue. I'm sorry.
How long are the chapters left?
We're more than halfway done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, why do you think I mentioned the self-love hand? Sorry, couldn't resist.
Deadpool looks over at Mojo, then looks down.
his crotch.
At his
Alright.
bare fucking crotch.
Alright. Where do I sign on?
Spiral lets go of Deadpool's hand. Deadpool walks over to Mojo's screen.
Oh, perfect. Wouldn't be able to resist the undeniable greatness that is working for the Mojo. I will get this man some clothes and we can talk business.
Good idea. I don't think Hasbro would be too keen on making a figure of me in my birthday suit. Funko probably won't mind though. Those guys have no standards. Guess that explains why they like me so much. Can we just transition to the next scene? It's getting kind of drafty in here.
Interior, Mojo World Studios, top floor, later. Deadpool is now fully clothed. He feels around his outfit to make sure everything is in the right place. He also checks the inside of his pants. I don't like where this is going.
Ah, there we go. Tight enough to show off Canada's ass. But nothing that rides up the naughty bits. By the way, thanks for not putting black goo on my pants. Symbiotes used to be cool before they started handing them out to everyone like a condom factory on Valentine's Day.
What?
References of Venom symbiote being kind of common among the Marvel Universe in modern years.
Yeah, because nobody fucking knows how to... It's just, what if this guy was Venom? What if that guy was Venom? And it's cool for a little bit, but...
No problem, my friend. Can't introduce you to the world naked.
You don't use the internet much, do you?
Whatever. Say that when we really need money. Now, about the contract. I will!
Spiral pulls out a remote and presses a button on it. A giant pedestal rises from the ground between Mojo's screen and Deadpool, with a contract the size of a Bible. The Bible. The Bible! That's just the Bible.
Yeah, I'm not reading that. If I wanted to look at a long-winded, overwritten wall of text, I'd hang out with the people writing this script. This thing reads like a conversation with me. Sounds.
No matter, nobody reads these things anyway. Sign right at the bottom and I can begin milking you. Ask how you are.
You might want to watch your phrasing there.
Milking.
I'm proud of that one. Deadpool signs the contract. Spiral presses another button and the pedestal lowers.
I've got big plans for you, BP. We're gonna be the biggest thing since the X-Babies. We're going to butt heads with beings from all across the universe. Series of battles to the death. It will take place in my grand Coliseum. Welcome to Mojo's Clash of Champions! You may applaud now.
Yeah, cool. Whatever. Fuck this job, and fuck you. Oh.
Oh.
If Mojo seduces you, ASMR.
It's just that I was kind of hoping to get away from offing chumps to pay rent. Maybe go the pastor's route like Old Man Logan. Then you can make a superior movie adaptation, and I can bathe in a shower of critical praise and snubbed awards.
Sure, you it's entirely consensual. All of the contestants are doing this of their own volition.
Sounds legit, I guess. Little tip for the future, though. This is entirely consensual means nothing in today's Hollywood. Psychos tried to warn us all about Ryan Singer.
Kills me.
Yeah. Dude, that's the difference between, I've always said, that's the difference between writing Spider-Man and Deadpool, I feel, is that, if I wrote Spider-Man, Spider-Man makes jokes, but he would never make a joke like that.
Yeah.
Deadpool absolutely would. This is fun. Cut to interior, Grand Coliseum, night. This is where some of the shittier jokes I feel come along, but whatever. Deadpool readies his weapons in the locker room as Mojo rubs his back. It's not that kind of fanfic, I swear. Like Doc King. Spiral is also there looking at her watch.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh gosh. All right, DP. You are my #1 star. Float like a butterfly, sting like a butterfly with a knife. Butter knife? Wait, it was not sharp. Whatever. Point is, this is gonna be one hell of a show.
Yeah, should be pretty easy. I've killed my fair share of faces randos. Wouldn't want me putting down someone who actually matters. Thanks for actually showing up, by the way. I've stood up plenty of states too, but people expect that from me.
Deadpool places his boot on a bench and ties his shoe. I don't know if Deadpool wears laces, but for the sake of making this scene visually interesting, he wears laces.
There's Gladiator too.
Alright. Time to address the alien blob in the room. You totally stole this idea from the Grand Master, didn't you? I'm surprised you didn't get Jeff Goldblum to host this thing.
Nonsense! This is a completely original concept. Get out there. The show's about to start. Spiral, teleport!
Spiral teleports herself and Mojo away. I'm gonna fucking remove this next line because I don't like to make too many references to the movie. I feel it cheapens the value of this as its own incarnation. So if that makes any sense. Because I know it's the thing he says in the movies, but I don't know if I should write something funny or just already then let's do this. What works?
And maximum effort works well enough on its own, but
I guess we'll keep it in maximum effort, but if I feel the need to change it, I will. Just because, you know, it feels... I don't know. Because I don't want to just be like, it's a reference to the movie. But then again, it could be dismissed as, oh, it's just a catchphrase in general.
Like, if Marvel Animation was interested in making, like, a full cartoon for Disney XD, and they probably aren't. Yeah. And yes, they would probably have him saying that with or without the popularity of the movies, but the movies would have some influence just by virtue of being really popular.
Yeah, that's the thing, though, is I'm trying to stay true to the character while also just being my own incarnation, because I wouldn't want to just directly take something from the movies or comics, you know?
Catchphrase, like, it's okay to borrow stuff from other media, like Superman's ability to properly fly actually comes from the radio serials.
That's true, so I guess you can say it then, Nova. You there? I guess you can say it then.
Alrighty then. Maximum effort.
Mojo and Spiral enter an announcer booth with headsets above the Coliseum. Spiral seems to show an uncharacteristic amount of enthusiasm. Because Tanner didn't want...
This is gonna be good. Let's see some heads roll.
Why is this the only part of the job rated for?
My job description has the word assassin in it. You do the math.
Spiral sits down and, that feels, I might rewrite. See, I'm getting all self-conscious. I'm getting self-conscious because it's like, ugh, that just feels like a lame-ass Joss Whedon quip, but whatever. I'm probably just being self-conscious.
People like Joss Whedon, Tanner, it's okay.
Yeah, but I don't. I like Buffy era Joss Whedon, and I like the first Avengers movies. I don't like anything he's done after that. So this is the thing about Whedon is that he kind of just writes every character the same. They're all just, ooh, I'm so snarky and quippy, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, that works if it's one character. But if everyone talks like that, they all just feel like the same character.
Haven't we all been trying to outsnark each other tonight, though?
That's true. Let me... Unitalicized. This is, yeah, you're getting a live... This is one of those writing streams that, that some people do, that, like, Alana sometimes does, so...
Yeah, you thought you were getting a straight fanfiction reading. No, this is a writing, editing stream.
Yeah, fuck yeah, this is... You're getting so much for the price of one here. So... Be thankful. We're graceful to you.
Also, I apologize for the stream video being messed up when I switched to the Xbox. It kind of just does that when I switch to this, and I can't change that without restarting OBS, and I don't really want to split the stream in half. So you just,
No, it's cool.
yeah, you're just gonna have to deal with that.
Okay.
Sorry in advance.
Spiral sits down and puts on her headset. Mojo just puts on his headset. Since he's pretty much already sitting down, he walks around.
Welcome, my bloodthirsty customers. Joe's Clash of Champions.
Why is there?
You're
having so much fun with this performance. Also, I realized that the M is still italicized.
I was looking at that. Brought to you by Mojendies. You know, the restaurant with the sassy tweets. We have two fearsome competitors today. First is a newcomer, but he's one of Earth's deadliest men. Please welcome the Merc with a Deadpool!
Deadpool walks into the Coliseum. The crowd goes wild. Deadpool has a weird feeling about all of this, but decides to brush it off. He cracks his knuckles and starts whooping along with the crowd.
And believe me when I say this guy is tough, folks. He's an expert in multiple forms of combat and with a crazy healing factor to boot.
Healing factor might not be enough to save him from our next contestant. Hailing from the Kree Empire Special Forces is Elna.
And then do you want me to take Mojo from here?
No.
Alright.
Hailing from the Kree Empire's Special Forces is Kelnan.
I don't want to slow this down with rewrites, but if I wrote in a cough, that would actually work for Mojo's character so well.
Oh gosh.
Like if he just started coughing, that feels perfect for him as a character. Kelnan walks out of the side of the arena. Unlike Wade, he is deadly serious and ignores the crowd. Kelnan is incredibly buff and dressed from head to toe in Kree battle armor. He tightens his laser shield around his forearm. I might have to change...
I'd recommend...
I'm gonna have to change this next line, because who knows how dated it is when James Cameron releases Avatar 69.
2069, apparently, in spite of the way they've been going.
Jesus, man. I complain about Disney's creepy-ass monopoly too, but really, James, you're no better. And honestly, I kind of am happy with Endgame beating Avatar, because at the very least, I can remember what the names of the characters in Endgame are. And this is from someone who shits on Disney all the time. Actually, is Avatar owned by Disney? I don't remember.
Since they own Fox, they now own Avatar. Whoever loses, Disney wins.
Nobody wins. Everybody loses. Okay, go ahead, Nova. Christ.
I'd recommend throwing in the towel, big boy. Marvel's been kicking generic blue aliens like you to the curb since Avatar.
Deadpool swings one of his swords at Kelnan. Kelnan blocks the swing with his laser shield, breaking the katana in half. Deadpool looks at his broken blade.
In hindsight, I really don't know what I thought was gonna happen there.
Kelnon smacks Deadpool. I need to rewrite some of these jokes. I hate some of these. Kelnon smacks Deadpool with his shield and sends him flying. Deadpool hits the ground before dusting himself off and getting back up. You read this. There is. Well, okay, just read it. There is a certain cadence that is very specific with this line, but.
Don't think this is over yet, freak show. I've got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. Or not. Depends on how long it takes for your body to hit the ground.
That was supposed to be delivered in a Macho Man voice, but it's fine. It's fine. Look, I just love Raimi Spider-Man, okay? That's the real secret.
I'll do it over.
No, you don't have to. You do not have to. Kalnon throws his shield at Deadpool and strikes his head. The shield finds its way back to Kalnon, tightens it around his wrist. Wade dizzyingly stumbles around before regaining his senses.
Of course, you realize this means war.
Deadpool takes his pistols out of their holsters and starts firing at Kelnon while strafing around the Kree. Kelnon stands perfectly still as his armor blocks the gunfire.
Let me guess, you're wearing a cup too, aren't you? Would have been real nice to know about the bulletproof armor before I wasted 2 perfectly good clips.
Mojo and Spiral stare at each other.
He knows he can't. He knows we can't hear him from up here, right?
Even if he did, it wouldn't stop him.
Deadpool looks down at his belt and remembers he has several flashbangs and frag grenades equipped.
Ah, thank you, past me. For once, I'm proud of you.
Deadpool chucks 2 grenades.
Away, my little green pineapples of death. Get out there and destroy yourselves like Daddy would.
And then remember also not to come home, much like my father never did.
Oh my gosh.
Alright. That's true, though. That's canon, possibly. His past is subject to change, though, depending on who's writing. We don't really know much about his childhood, but one interpretation was that his father walked out on him. And that was the one the Deadpool 2 went with. Alright.
So how far are we from being done?
We're almost done.
Okay, because I was gonna say it's getting pretty late.
Kalnon casually bats away both grenades.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm an idiot. Keldon casually bats away both grenades.
Oh, I take it back, past me. You're still the worst.
Keldon shows a bit of cockiness and raises his shield in the air to gloat. Suddenly, a flashbang appears at his feet before going off. The Kree is stunned, dropping his shield as he holds his face. Wade uses this opportunity to strike, running at Kelnon before sliding into the Kree's shins. As gravity forces Kelnon downward, Deadpool strikes him with an uppercut.
Sure, you can. You know, seeing that again really makes me wish I had a health bar to smack this dude around.
Oh gosh, I miss Muller's Capcom.
Hold on.
This whole show is just a front for you to edit your stuff.
Yeah.
used.
Uh-huh. Alright, here. I just rewrote that.
I miss being in those games. Spyro knows what I'm talking about. Fuck off.
Ah. I guess they just fucking hate mutants, racist bastards. Deadpool quickly fires a shot at Kelnon while he's in the air and grazes a gap in his battle armor.
And I think we found this. Wait, are you gonna write?
No. That was just my cursor.
And I think we found this hulked out Blue Man group's rejects kryptonite.
Deadpool fires backflips away to where Kelnon's shield is. He tosses the shield to the other side of the stadium so hard it sticks to a door. Fuck you, physics. Kelnon slams into the ground. As he tries to get back up, he's met with a swift kick to the face. Oh, this gag is great.
That's for breaking my katana with your pimped out super frisbee.
Deadpool kicks Kelnon again.
And this is for a ridiculous amount of money. I'm gonna owe Whammo for using the word frisbee.
Yeah, it's actually copyrighted for some reason. Deadpool kicks Kelnon a third time.
And that's for earning said money by being a serial killer for hire.
Deadpool kicks Kelnon a fourth time.
Candy, you must have bounced Smurf. I got a metric ton of mental health problems and a serious gun problem. I'm basically everything wrong with the US and the Canadian package, and this is the only outlet for me to vent about it.
Deadpool delivers another kick.
That's for making stupid jokes to mask your deep-seated self-loathing over your violent conga line of past mistakes.
Deadpool starts punching Kelnon repeatedly.
And this and this and this and this is for the people over the morgue who had to work overtime because of me.
Oh, he's so considerate.
Deadpool Kelnon blocks Deadpool's next punch with his bare hand.
Aw, come on, we haven't even gotten my daddy issues.
Oh, I mean, you brought him up earlier.
Still doesn't retcon, remember?
Yeah. Right. Those daddy issues that may or may not have happened depending on which writer you like best. I mean, Deadpool's real name might not even be Wade Wilson. We don't even know. But that's a whole thing I don't want to get into. Kelnon swings Deadpool around by his arm before tossing him away like fucking Mario 64.
If anyone in the audience has a comfy throw pillow for me to land on, now will be a great time to send it my way.
Deadpool splats into the stadium's walls like a bug on a windshield. I'm gonna have to rewrite these jokes. These jokes are the worst ones, and I don't know why. But hey, they can all win. Like a bug on a windshield. And then, okay.
Was worth a shot. I would have also accepted spare change in our undergarments. I don't mind if they're a little moist. I know how I look in these tights.
Alright, I guess we're keeping that one. The crowd goes wild at the sight they're witnessing, so we can all do this one.
Kelnon!
You suck! Holy yeah, fuck you! Deadpool lies on the side of the stadium with all of his limbs out of his sockets.
He's...
There should be a safe word for poundings this rough. Haven't been smashed like this since my night with Jenny Walters. Hey, don't look at me like that. How else do you think she got a show before me?
I might change that joke. I don't know. Wade snaps his legs and arms back into their sockets. He looks down at his belt. He has one grenade and one flashbang. Okay, I might change the pounding line. I don't know. All right. Really, this is turned into Tanner says, "Oh God, I hate everything I've written."
So
Alright.
as the saying goes, you're in
Your own
worst.
worst critic.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, keep going. Wade takes a baseball pitcher stance and prepares to throw his flashbang.
Hey, fuckface, batter up!
Kelnon turns around, shocked that his opponent is still conscious. Just then, Deadpool's flashbang blows up in his face. Kelnon withers around in pain.
Huh, I guess all those pouches Rob gave me did come in handy. I have so many cheap 90s jokes to take back now.
Deadpool lifts up the bottom of his mask. He runs at Kelnon and jumps towards him, wrapping his legs and arms. I swear it's not that kind of fanfic. Around him like a girl who hasn't seen her man in ages. Okay, maybe a little.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Give me a kiss, you big hunk of man, you.
Deadpool kisses Kelnon right on the lips. He then pulls the pin on his grenade and shoves it into Kelnon's mask. It explodes, obviously. Thanks for trying. And sends their body parts flying everywhere, both of them. The crowd loses their minds. The upper half of Wade's body lands on the ground. Kelnon's skull lands next to him. I'm going to rewrite jokes, but I don't want to take too much time right now. Because it would be funny if the crowd was doing silly shit, but I'll rewrite that later. Go ahead.
Hey, man. Hey, man. Thanks for letting me bring back the whole and this is 4 bits. That was the best therapy session I've had in years. How much did you charge weekly? You're a good conversationalist. You know that? We should start a podcast together. I tried doing it with Spider-Man, but that jerk noped down when I wanted to call it Spidey Pool. Coward.
And it looks like we have a winner, folks. Everybody give it up for our newest champion, Deadpool!
You think Ryan Stegman would let me on his show? I freaking love that guy. He's so tall and dreaming and talented. Just like our writing team. Wait, no, they're just tall. Oop, gotta go, later. Oh, right.
He looked down at his
So, you happen to know if Mojo has another one of those spider leg armchair thingies lying around? I could really use one right now.
Cut to interior, stadium hallway, night. Deadpool and Spiral are walking out of the stadium, while Deadpool is waddling on his hands.
I should be complaining about having to walk like this, but I ain't even mad. It's the closest I'll ever get to my lifelong dreams of becoming a penguin. Why did you dream of becoming a penguin? You didn't?
Spiral grumpily yanks Deadpool by the head and starts carrying him, gripping him tightly.
Ow! 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 God, not so tight. Not so tight. Why are you even carrying me by the head? My arms are right here. I bet you were that weird kid in school who never used the straps on their backpack.
No, I knew those kids.
Yeah. Spiral starts leading with her head as she marches faster towards the door. As she nears the door, she simply teleports past it rather than opening it. Just then, an excited child runs up to Wade with his mother following. Do you want to be that? Nova, you're a good small child. Take that for what you will.
I can also do it if Nova doesn't want to. Gosh, what happened? Dipped.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll read the child. Mommy, look! There he is!
Spiral makes a face of ugh as she stops and puts Deadpool down. Nobody wants to be around Deadpool any longer than they need to.
Alright, no prob. It's not like I'm missing my legs or anything here. Sorry about that, Skippy. Yeah, it's me, your friendly neighborhood circus freak. Let me guess. Your live, laugh, love soccer mama Karen thought that was going to be your typical family-friendly superhero CGI light show. And now she's pissed at me because she was too busy not vaccinating you to check the rating.
No?
Oh, my bad. I'm just used to people hating my guts when they first meet me.
I don't hate you, dude. You were awesome out there. I grew up. I want to be a great fighter like you.
Deadpool is visibly shocked by this. It's not often he receives genuine compliments. He pauses, trying to think of how to respond.
Thanks, kid. That means a lot. More than you probably think it does. I'd sign you something, but I don't think I own anything that would get blood all over your favorite pair of Spider-Man pajamas. Word of advice, though, don't try to be like me. Be better than me. Please. I'm not the kind of guy you want to be looking up to.
Who's gonna be the mother?
I'll handle it. Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay then. Anyway, you're probably super busy, so we'll get out of your hair. Come on, Derek. Bye, Mr. Deadpool.
The mother and Derek walk off. Deadpool smiles to himself, finally feeling like there are people who like him. He then looks around to see that Spiral is gone.
So, anyone know where my 6-arm teleporting wheelchair with tits went? No? Alright, guess I'm waddling home. I think I just bought myself a one-way ticket to carpal tunnel.
Deadpool gets up and starts waddling away. Fade to black. To be continued.
He's a little waddle boy.
Oh, thank you for the little correction there. Anyway, now that that's over with, fucking destroy me verbally.
We don't want to.
What do you think of this? Cause I'm probably gonna have the most scathing review of this since I wrote it.
I can't really say too much because I don't really know these characters too well, but I thought that was pretty good.
I feel like the... Wait, go ahead.
Again, don't read Deadpool comics. Haven't even watched the movies. The only Deadpool movie I saw was X-Men Origins Wolverine.
The best one, clearly.
Most accurate take on Deadpool, but
The best one. But... Yeah, what would you... Yeah, go ahead.
I would say the story, at least, you always emphasize the balance between like the comedic side and like the just self-loathing
Yeah.
of the character. And yeah, I'd say you nailed that.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because I wanted to make sure that Deadpool is almost doing this out of validation, I feel, at this point. Out of a need to feel validated.
Tired of killing, so he goes to an arena to go kill some other people.
Yeah, and that's kind of just the most Deadpool fate I could think of, was trying to escape something and then winds up doing it anyway.
Oh gosh, that's just sad.
I feel like there are points... The thing that I'm most harsh on myself for is that, one, I think visually there are parts where it's just bland, and also... There are a few jokes that just do not land, or just feel kind of boring, that I kind of want to rewrite.
I can assure you there's someone who has written comedy over a decade plus. There's no such thing as a perfect comedy. There will always be jokes you're not particularly great on, like upon reading.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but
even like the best comedies have like some like bad moments.
The best comedies almost always have like at least one joke that just completely misses.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So what would you
Police
say?
Academy. I enjoy the first film, but it is not aged well in some respects.
What did you think of this? I'll admit some of the humor is a little fucked up. I intentionally threw in the violence against women line because I was like, okay, Scrappy told me this could be considered offensive. Let's see, how can I make this worse?
My own worst enemy.
But in fairness, he mentions that he would be just as willing to shoot you if you were a dude.
So
I will
how many chapters of this do you have finished at the moment?
I'm writing part 2 right now. This is a 2-part episode.
Okay, fair enough.
But what did you think of generally? Well, one, I think the comedy misses a lot, but what did you think of the comedy for the most part?
Hi, Mojo and Spiral clearly just not respect each other at all.
Yeah, I enjoyed the back and forth.
What'd you say?
I said Mojo and Spiral clearly do not respect each other at all, and that's inherently funny.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I wrote them like Draken and Shigo, basically.
Oh no, yeah, I can kind of see that. They have a fun chemistry.
I think Wade's jokes are very hit or miss. What did you think of that?
Deadpool is perpetually that guy in any conversation.
Yeah! Wade, for the love of Jesus. I think a few jokes just don't work on my opinion, or just come off as kind of corny. But,
Deadpool! Like, I think some corniness is allowed.
Yeah. I feel like some lines are because I noticed there are jokes that genuinely made you guys laugh.
Yeah.
Would have laughed a lot more if I hadn't had to get through your script already.
Yeah, Harry was laughing quite a bit.
Yeah, for the times you could hear me.
Harry, what did you think of most of the humor?
Oh god, I don't know, I just kind of enjoyed the interactions and the chemistry generally. I thought it was just generally really entertaining.
Oh yeah, my personal favorite joke, well there's two, there's, trust me, this is not the first time I've ever had to threaten a woman with violence. That's a good one. And, two, my other favorite joke is probably the mommy thing.
I'm a little saddened that Iroh didn't get more to do after Deadpool has to go into the arena.
Oh, yeah, I want to give her more to do, because I don't want her to feel underwritten. Because she's fun. She's very fun. There's definitely going to be... I feel like it's inevitable to have a fight between Deadpool and Spiral at some point. Because Deadpool's obviously going to be like, fuck this Mojo World bullshit. Eventually he's gonna be that way. But, I feel like, for that, and once he defies him, I feel like there just has to be a fight between those two. Because, one, she's Mojo's second in command, and two, I just think a fight between those two would be really interesting. Because both of them are very skilled fighters. And I really didn't get to show Spiral fighting do some cool shit, but I'm hoping that in part 2 we get to show Spiral do some cool shit. Yeah, is there anything I can work on here besides some of the spelling stuff you corrected?
Again, for me, I can't really say too much because This is as much exposure to these characters as I've gotten, so.
Don't worry, Harry. Deadpool will meander his way into Avengers 7, and you will be made a believer.
Hopefully he won't.
Man. What about you, Scrappy? Do you, how do you think it could be improved, if anything?
I mean, comedy is so subjective, so it's like, you know, very subjective, and I have only kind of familiarity with Deadpool. Like, know him because I know Marvel as a collective.
Yes, same.
Ted character has a lot of jokes that are just, it depends on who's writing him a lot.
If you don't quote unquote get Deadpool or his brand of humor, then you're not gonna really, probably won't enjoy the story unless you really like Spiral, which is that's a bigger subset of fandom than I probably give than I probably know.
But yeah, what did you think of the humor here? I know all of Deadpool's humor doesn't land for you, but like, if there's anything I could do to work on it.
I mean, just write more. Honestly, I'd like to more.
I can agree with that.
You had a lot of fun with Mojo, I can tell.
Yeah.
It's fun playing the asshole sometimes.
He's kind of, you were playing like AOSTH Robotnik, and I loved it.
I can only do so many things, and that's why I channeled.
Okay. I think for me, the jokes in the second half are the weaker ones. But no, we have ideas for part 2. We want to throw in one of his opponents in the ring to be the fucking Space Punisher, because I love Space Punisher. Simply for the fact that he's allowed to exist. He is an alternate version of Frank Castle who just fucking slaughters aliens in the cosmos, and it's so over the top about it. Which, I have a love for any piece of fiction that is unapologetically campy. In fact, I kinda wish that people would stop snubbing things aside because it's cheesy. Like, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies are cheesy, but they're also so good. In fact, I'd argue...
Tanner, what? Solus that like the Star Wars prequel trilogy, and yeah, I'm putting them on the same quote unquote level. Get over it. These movies have gained a sort of millennial, reassessment.
Yes.
Because people grew up with them, so they accept them, flaws and all.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I feel like Spider-Man 2... Well, here's the thing. Spider-Man 2, I'm gonna say the first 2 Raimi movies at the very least.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Spider-Man 3 is fucking amazing because it's the best unintentional comedy I've ever seen. Here's the thing about the campiness in the Raimi movies that a lot of people don't seem to get, is that it's completely intentional.
It's Sam Raimi, the guy made Evil Dead.
Which is the most over-the-top shit in the world. I honestly write Deadpool a lot like Ash.
I haven't seen those movies, but I can kind of imagine that. Camp is watch Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, dude, Flash Gordon. Flash Gordon is some classic camp. I love that.
Watch Star Wars. Camp.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And part 2. Honestly, the only problem with part 1 is that I almost feel like the humor didn't go... Maybe it's just because it was setting up, but I feel like at points the humor didn't go crazy enough.
I think that was a conscious decision on your part to try to keep Deadpool somewhat grounded. You know, it's grounded as a red and black
Yeah,
wearing mercenary could be.
as a man who got shot filled with Wolverine's man juice, and now it gives him superpowers. But I mean, I think the thing is that part 2 is gonna get a lot weirder. And God, no, I think it's Mojo World. Here's the thing: is the ideas we have for part 2, we have more ideas than script for part 2. I have so many ideas for part 2 that at this point it's going to be a trimming the fat situation. But no. Honestly, though, this is only going to make me want to read. It's the fight scene. The fight scene has the jokes that don't work, in my opinion. Because the jokes that do work, work.
Yeah.
I would say all the characters feel like themselves, or at least even if you don't know them, they all feel like their own character that talks their own way. Like Spiral and Deadpool are both very snarky, but I feel they're both very snarky in different ways.
Hate their lives, but Deadpool doesn't really seem to hate anyone else. His barbed jabs aside, like
Yeah.
Spiral, yeah, you
Deadpool-
can taste the venom.
Yeah. Spiral is fucking Shigo from Kim Possible. Deadpool is Bugs Bunny.
That's right.
No, literally, I've written him with Bugs Bunny in mind. That's where the kissing thing came from.
Nice. Anyways, we are coming up to almost 4 hours in this, so
Yeah.
we're gonna like close this up.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you may want to divide us into 2 videos for your viewer sanity.
I don't.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
You probably should, man.
The thing,
Dude, you know.
the thing with that is that that would probably require me to actually have to download the video, and like that would take like a century to render. So I'm not sure if I want to do that.
By the way, I just want to give compliments to both of our performances. Scrappy, you were great as Mojo, and as always, Nova is really good as Deadpool.
Thank you, Tanner.
He was actually able to deliver some of the lines I thought weren't very good very well.
Yeah.
I thank you for taking over narration for your story because I was wiped.
Yeah, you did a lot. You had to do a lot of talking for the Smash one.
Mm-hmm.
Now that that's over, though, we're kind of on a clean slate. So what do we plan on doing now?
I guess obligatory love life story.
I guess.
Do you actually want me to find something?
Here's what you do. You wait until I finish Mojo Part 2.
Also that.
No, you don't. Don't wait for that because that means your podcast is going to take 3 years to have a new episode.
If you really want me to find a love life thing, I'll see what I can do.
Love life story, and maybe since this episode was supposed to be recorded on May the 4th, we'll find a Star Wars story to read.
Oh god, yeah.
No.
And we are not discussing any of the movies or the directors themselves in that.
No. Trust me. No, my favorite scene in Rise of Skywalker is the part where J.J. Abrams walks out onto the camera and turns and says, "Fuck you, Ryan Johnson," and then leaves.
Alright.
That's the entire movie.
Alright, well, we'll see you guys next time for whatever story we end up finding by the time we do this again, I guess.
Which could be a week or a month going by our schedule.
Yeah.
Thank you all for your participation, and again, Harry, in the absolute trooper recording this.
Yeah, good luck.
Better. Nova, your voice acting was as usual stupendous. Tanner unfortunately did not get to do much in the first story, but the 2 lines he got were good.
Yeah. Look, Wario needs no words to be great. Wario just needs to be.
Pretty-
Again,
pretty
man,
much.
local man refuses to die. I love that that's canon. He simply can't die. He can't die simply because he doesn't feel like it.
That's amazing.
He just refuses to die.
Anyway, so you guys done now? Can I?
Yes.
Am I free to stop the stream?
Harry, go to sleep
Okay.
now.
All right. See you guys another time.
All right, everyone. Safe.
Bye, everybody.
Wash your hands and don't inject
Wash
bleach
your
into
hands.
yourself.
Wash your hands, wear your mask, clean your phone, eat your vegetables, eat your teeth. Don't eat your teeth.
And scrub your children's teddy bears.
Scrub your children's teddy bears. Eat your children's teddy bears. Eat your children.
Oh god. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop it there. Okay, bye.
All right.